All right, off the rails. There you go. There you go. How did that get messed up? Okay, everybody, off the rails.
Everything got messed up there. We are definitely off the rails.
Yeah, we're definitely off the rails. Just starting right off the bat. That's not very good at all, is it? This is Alex, Off the Rails. A show that is, in reality, about nothing, but it's about... Well, it's about nothing. I don't know where we're going to go or what we're going to do. You can guide the program if you'd like to and call the studio lines at 1-800-525-4032. That is the Refresh Telecom studio lines at 1-800-525-4032. And give us a call, ask us a question, make a comment, bark like a dog. You know, I don't know what you want to do.
Bark like a dog?
Well, maybe you want to call and bark like a dog. I want to get a roof to Tim Tim.
I thought we said we weren't going that route with this show.
What do you mean?
Never mind.
Well, no, that's what the other person is calling in. I mean, it's off the rails. Even it's off our own rails. We can't control it. You think just because we're sitting here we're in control? You ain't in control. What's this we in control stuff?
We're libertarians. We don't want to control anything.
How you doing, Danielle?
Good.
How you feeling? Feeling well?
Feeling good.
What's if I had to ask you a word? Give me a word right now. Just give me a word.
What?
That's a word.
There you go.
There. Take that word.
That's good. I'm glad to hear it, Danielle. Doing great. Doing a great work here. Doing great work. Greg Bowen, otherwise known as Knobs, otherwise known as Tiger, otherwise known as Schnugens, also known as Libertarian Greg. Mr. Bowen, how you doing, buddy?
Great. How you doing?
Doing very well.
Happy to be alive.
Happy to be alive. Is that my phone ringing in the way background?
It is.
Oh.
Is somebody calling the wrong number?
I had people call the wrong number today on my phone. Looking for weird stuff, too. Like, I don't even understand some of the stuff people were looking for.
You had a few people call, and
Yeah.
it was the wrong number.
Yeah, for different stuff. Somebody thought they could buy copper from me today. Swear to God, man. I thought you sold copper. No, I don't sell copper. If she knows me, she just dial a number. Like, I'm looking for somebody that, sells copper.
Only during hard times.
Yeah, I got some copper I gotta take care of here. Which is funny.
Only when the houses in my neighborhood are empty.
Really, really weird. But, you know what? Is what it is. And the show itself, being off the rails. I figured we'd go off, and again, I think we might have the governor calling in here in a minute. Hopefully he does. That might be him actually trying to call in because he doesn't know what the number is.
That's what I was saying.
Greg meant when he said, is someone calling the wrong phone number?
Oh, okay. Well, then you're probably right then.
I'm glad somebody caught that.
Somebody's paying attention.
I understood it.
Good.
At some points, it's not even worth, correcting him or trying to explain it. It's like, okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty adamant about, if you have to explain a joke, it's not going to be funny anymore.
Right.
Sometimes the fact you got to explain it does make it a little bit funny. I say. I mean, but I'm humorous.
Coming from someone who needs jokes explained to him.
Right. That's the funniest thing. You're the one we have to explain the joke to.
Yeah, I hear you. Here's the thing. I have to do jokes sometimes that I have to explain to people. It happens. It's not a bad thing. Look, sometimes the explanation's funnier than the joke itself. It's not what you did. It's always the cover-up. There you go. Just such is life. Ask Nixon about that shit. Meh. Nixon will tell you, tricky dicky.
Is Nixon still alive?
No.
Well, then you can't ask him.
Well, you could go to a medium, and you could have the medium look for him and ask him. Like in the afterlife.
Okay, so you're going to have a seance to ask
Nixon. Nixon's probably in purgatory.
Probably. Could be.
I still don't know who's ringing that phone, by the way. Because it's still going.
It's still ringing. I got to go grab it.
I don't even know what's going on over here. I take it we don't advertise the show anywhere good enough to actually,
No.
make sure people we know that we're doing the show.
I know. I posted on my Facebook page when I get here and I'm setting everything up and I start pulling everything up. I post on my Facebook page. Oh, we're going live in so many minutes.
You know what, man? Honestly, we're going to take some time of... I consider this a soft opening, but you know what I consider it? Look, man, this is just whatever it is. I don't care. Not that I don't care, but you know what? We'll figure it out to make it good and funny and all that stuff. We'll start adding bits and we can do all that stuff too. But right now, it's just let's figure out how the equipment works.
It's just having fun.
Yeah. The studio line is forwarding to my cell phone. Oh. All right. Let me give them another number then. All right. Hold on here.
The technical difficulties continue.
Well, you know what? If that's the case, oh crap! If that's the case, that anybody calling in that would be the case for. We got to figure that technical difficulty out. How did that happen? I'm going to send him another number though, just so you know. I have another number. There's like a back line. So, because we got a back line and stuff too. Not that anybody knows how to use any of that crap, but was it Adrian?
It was because the studio line is forwarding to your cell phone for some weird reason.
How is that
he just
possible?
found that out. What about?
I don't know.
What about just the local number?
What?
No, I just sent him that.
Okay.
The other one. That's the backline number. I mean, we're not going to give that out, I don't think. I wouldn't care if we did or not, but.
There.
We have a caller on the line.
Are they calling through Skype?
Yeah, that's
That's the back line.
caller. You're on the line.
Oh, that's the
I
Skype
hear you.
number.
Yeah.
I can hear you now.
Oh.
Hey, Rush, good to be with you. Dittos from Florida.
I don't even know how that happened because we haven't signed into the account to do any kind of forwarding.
All right, we'll figure that out. We'll call refresh. It's not, I don't know what happened. I'm sure that everything's okay. We probably did something, so we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you broke it, Alex.
Well, I mean, I didn't touch it, so I don't know how I necessarily broke it. But just me being in the room might cause an electrical disturbance that could actually do that. I'm not saying that doesn't exist, but
You do have bad computer karma.
He does.
it's not the best. It's not good.
Yeah.
I tell you that right now.
You've angered the computer gods, I think.
You think so?
I think so indeed, yeah.
Damn, that sucks.
So.
Well, good evening.
What's going on,
Brenda.
gang?
Hey, well, we're just hanging out, talking about stuff.
What you doing?
We had some technical difficulties, but we're live and we're here, and we're here. We're queer. Deal with it.
Oh, well, you're actually live, huh?
Well, yeah.
Wow.
No, we were.
Caller, you're on the air.
Oh, is that how this thing works?
Oh,
Yeah,
he's trying to make.
I gotta get a new press secretary. I was told I was calling Rush Limbaugh, and I just, had I known it was just you guys, I wouldn't even bother.
Wow. I think deep down a little bit, he might even actually buy that.
I actually think a little bit of that is the truth.
Yeah.
Well, I had to call about 8 times to finally get through, so.
No, that's dedication. That's what we need.
You were calling
That's
Alex's
right.
cell phone.
Yeah, but you were just calling the cell phone anyway, right?
No, that's what I'm telling you. It was actually forwarding to your cell phone. The 800 line was.
Yeah,
That's
no, I
The
got.
studio one.
Yeah, that's weird, man. That is
Yeah.
really weird. So
Yeah, something ain't right.
Where were you tonight?
Well, I'm right now. I'm heading west on I-4, heading home from the Orlando Tea Party, which was a rousing good time. I have to say, it was a rather frigid and somewhat hostile crowd to begin with, but I think I won a good chunk of them over.
Winning people over, changing hearts and minds, beautiful thing.
That's it. So.
It is weird. Well, here's the thing too, and I know that we're not going to get into all the stuff that went down this evening anyway. But one thing I will say is, it's weird how people sometimes will try to. They'll try to create a dynamic that is being proven incorrect at the time for people that they don't like anyway.
Well, I know where you're going with this. I think you're absolutely right. People will cling to a belief that they know is wrong. They know is a lost cause, for lack of a better term, and they're until they get to the point, and we talked about this before, Alex, of hitting rock bottom, so to speak. They can't really make that change that's necessary, and really I think that a lot of people are hitting rock bottom in the political process, and one of those groups are people in the Republican Party who still think that they can restore our constitutional republic through the Republican Party, and a lot of them are hitting rock bottom. And I saw a very good example of that tonight.
Yeah, no, absolutely, you're absolutely right. And here's the thing: what I find to be funny is, now they'll say the same thing about us. To be honest with you, the same argument that you, and it's very funny that you used this argument, Adrian. I'm glad that you did. The same exact argument that you're using, they use against us. And I think that what I believe is the difference is that we're not under this fake facade that we could actually change something like the GOP the way it's currently structured right now, or even the Dems. And that any influence that you can have over any of those said organizations, you can do not inside of the place, because you don't even need to be. Look, that's the one place you don't need to be, is inside of like the rags and all this other crap, right? Like, you need to be out with the, out with the people, not in with those bastards. Now, you might be able to go find some people in there to go help you out and stuff. So I'm not saying don't visit them, because you got to go out and visit people, but don't have any allegiance or loyalty to them, because they don't have any allegiance or loyalty to you, and they don't even like you. I mean, and you have to change the way that they believe. Like, we're already with you. And we're just as effective. Look, your guys ain't winning either in the GOP, to be honest with you. And if you helped us out a little bit, we'd actually be able to not only help out LP candidates, but in primaries, hey, look, who's to say that if you're not working a precinct that you wouldn't go to a Republican? And if they asked you, well, I'm not switching over, but who should I vote for in that election, the primary? You can't say, well, look, none of them are libertarians, but that guy's the best out of all of them. And then you're still affecting what you wanted to affect anyway. Like, you can do what you want to do with us. You don't need to do it through the loyalty oaths. It's honestly, it's a big stress on your life. Like, why would you want to go? Look, I have enough stress as it is in my life. I don't need to go to that room full of people that every one of those people will admit that you have to take a shower when you leave because you feel so damn dirty. And that's what you do. You go there, and you're getting dirty. Why get dirty? Just stay out with us. And if you want to get dirty with us, I mean, we're the first ones in the world to do it with you, but... I'm sorry, Adrian.
Right.
Go ahead.
Well, you can get a good look at how dirty politics really is by climbing up the GOP, but I'd rather take the butcher's word for it.
Yeah.
You really did try to do a Tommy Boy reference there, and it was almost going to work, man. It really did.
I had to reach for that one. I'm glad you guys caught it.
It was good though. I almost, even before you even said the butcher's word for it, I think I was seeing where you were going. Like it was like it was telegraphed. You know what I'm saying? Like it was coming.
It was.
But I liked it though. I wanted it to come. I was like, let it come. I want to feel this. I want to feel it.
I had to set that one up right because it was kind of a reach for the analogy there.
Yeah. And the other part is, man, these guys. Here's the thing. They're not going to be able to get it done themselves. They got to go out and see the people to get this done. You got to get They're right. They got to get people switched over, to make sure that they're voting Republican, if that's what you want to call it. You know what I mean? Because they're losing people right now. That's happening as a natural
elections.
course of. Yeah, and they're losing elections. Ones that look, and they're losing them themselves anyway. Look, Cuccinelli could have won that thing. They'd have put $5 more million in that campaign, which is how much they'd have spent the last time that they ran that race, and they'd have won that race.
No, I don't believe you.
I do.
No, I don't. I think Cuccinelli was a bad candidate, and there was no way to make that better. If they had put someone better as their nominee, as their candidate, then they could have won the seat.
How do you expect people to vote for you when you want to ban blowjobs? That is
again. I would.
That's not a winning platform.
Wait a second. I'm not agreeing with the guy whatsoever. I'm just saying you throw another $5 million in that race, and that guy didn't need a lot more votes to win, though.
Hey, I'm curious to follow up on Greg's statement there. How did the male versus female vote break down for Cuccinelli?
Oh, it was horrible.
He actually,
I bet he got a big chunk of the female vote for that one, and virtually no male votes.
Well, he actually lost a large portion of the female vote, and the reason why is because he wanted to redefine contraceptives as abortions.
I mean,
wow.
That's a bad plan.
Well, here's the thing, though. Hold on. Well, let me go to the exit polling on this race, and that's the thing.
Well, hang on a second. I just have one more question on that topic. I'm sorry, Alex.
No, go ahead.
If you define contraception as abortion, would male masturbation also be abortion?
That would be genocide.
I'm sorry, Alex.
Oh, crap.
You're being way too serious for this show.
I mean, that's funny, though. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Oh, hold on. You wanted the numbers for women and men, right? Is that what you wanted? The
It was
men
like
and women
it's like
numbers?
the first one.
All right, married men, Cuccinelli got 50, McAuliffe got 44. Married
Yeah,
women.
because married men don't care about that issue anyway.
Here's the thing.
They've already been banned.
married,
They stopped getting blowjobs a long time ago.
hey, married women were 51 to 42
51 in favor of who?
in Cuccinelli.
Because they don't want to give blowjobs.
Like, sweet. You're going to make it a law?
Now, hold
Oh,
on.
my God.
Awesome.
Here's the thing. This is where it goes bad, though. Well, not goes bad. It doesn't go either way. Be honest with you. Here's what happens, though. Check this out. In a weird way, there is one little statistic in here that can say that maybe some of these people would have voted
I
for
don't have to
Cuccinelli.
fake a headache anymore.
Non-married men, McAuliffe was 58, Cuccinelli was 33, and Sarvis was 9. Let
Yeah,
me give you the other
that's
numbers.
the blowjob
Sorry.
vote right
That's
there.
the blowjob vote right there.
Blowjobs equal 10% of the population. Like, for blowjobs, you're looking at... Hold on. There's a 10% voter block that is so pro-blowjob that you have to have a whole thing for it.
If you publicly denounce the blowjob, you have lost 10% of the vote immediately.
Yeah. They're not going with you. And they don't care D or R because they're looking for B and J.
Okay, I just have to say, there's 2 of my campaign staff on this show right now, and I think I should fire both of you on the spot for allowing me to actually be on the show right now.
Oh, really? I'm sorry. I won't say any more then. I'm sorry.
That's all right, I'm sticking around.
Oh. I didn't say. Here's the thing. It's not. It's not my policy.
Should we go to a more politically correct term and call him mouth
No,
hug?
actually, this is hysterical. I just stay with it.
Well, hold on. I want to address this specific concern. By the way, I want to address this. Hearing something like that, and if you're listening to, and you were thinking about voting or not voting for an individual, do you really want what we have right now where something like that would be considered taboo? Look, we need to talk about stuff like that because this is what this guy wants. He's the one talking about it. I didn't bring up. I would assume that is not something that the government can have any privy into whatsoever. So you have to make people aware of this thing. The best way to do something like that, to be honest with you, is through humor. And even through the skit that we just did right there with this guy on the phone, we still said it, blowjob. Again, that's not a bad word in and of itself. You know what I'm saying? And we're giving here's the thing. The vast majority of the public will go, yeah, I don't want them banning blowjobs. Like, the 10% base is... The
10% will vote that way.
You're in the 70s on the other end of this scale.
What was the unmarried man vote for Cuccinelli?
Unmarried woman. A non-married man, 58, 33 to 9.
Okay, so 33.
So he only got
Wait, wait.
33% of the unmarried men's
That's
vote.
33% of unmarried men that hadn't opened a newspaper and knew that he wanted to ban blowjobs.
Exactly.
Non-married women was 25% for Cuccinelli, 67% for McAuliffe, and then 9% for Sarvis. So in the non-married area, Sarvis actually gained than in the married area. Like, that's what ended up happening.
Well,
in
yeah,
the
of
whole
course.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, though, like, if you watch these numbers, look, it wouldn't have been as close as it was without Sarvis in the race. He pulled more from Dems than Republicans at the end of the day.
No, he did.
He really did. You know why? Because of the damn scare tactics of the Republicans over the past week brought that one portion of the base that would have voted for him back over to the other side because they used the he's not a libertarian thing. And all admittedly so, he messed up on a couple things when he said it, but he went back and corrected them and he explained it, and the explanations make sense. The guy's, for the most part, at least an 80%er. He ain't raising taxes or any other crap. So, I mean, at the end of the day, but he wasn't necessarily the best guy out there. But I liked him, though. I thought he actually was pretty friggin' smart, man. Campaigning, sometimes you just mess up. You say something stupid. He's on a big stage. You can't say that you wouldn't mess up if you're on big stages like he was.
No, I don't think Adrian would mess up.
Well, I don't think Adrian would either, but, I mean,
He's on this show, isn't he?
Adrian.
Actually,
is true.
after this call, I think I'm going to come up with a new plan to promote universal coverage from mouth dams.
What did he say?
Universal coverage for mouth dams.
What's the last word that you're saying?
Mouth dams.
Mouth dams?
You know.
Oh, this bluntly. Would somebody please explain to Alex what that is?
Oh my god.
Do you not know what that is?
No. A mouth
I
dam?
want Danielle to explain
No,
this.
I'm not doing it.
Danielle has to explain that one.
Yes.
I'm not doing
Danielle
it.
has to explain this.
It's like contraception for your mouth when you give blowjobs.
Oh. Okay. Well, I don't want that.
So I guess I just lost your vote, huh?
You know what? Honestly, you're never going to be on Force That crap, Copper, so I don't care.
And his face expression was, oh, no, I don't want that.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You know, I'm telling you, here's the thing. One other thing when it came to McAuliffe and Cuccinelli on describes the vote. They said, I strongly favor my candidate. You had 47 for McAuliffe, 50 for Cuccinelli, and 3% for Sarvis. So that actually is not a good number for Sarvis on that one. I like my candidate, but with reservations. 46% for McAuliffe, Cuccinelli at 50%, and 4% for Sarvis. I dislike the other candidates. 50% for McAuliffe, 25% for Cuccinelli, and 23% for Sarvis. The real anti-libertarian vote that voted Republican was 25%. That's what that tells you. If you're
it basically tells
reading
you
into that
more people didn't vote for Cuccinelli just because they didn't like him.
Yeah. So, absolutely. I mean, that's true. Again, it's a weird race. You got to take each race and look inside the numbers before you can make any determination as to, party affiliation factors and all that other kind of crap.
Well, one of the other allegations against Sarvis had to do with the
Yeah.
Right?
You had to do with the what?
had to do with the PAC money.
Yeah.
But he had nothing to do with it, though. Here's the thing. Who's going to turn down that kind of jack? They wouldn't do that crap.
No.
Hell no, you take the money. Again, we took more Democrats. If that was their premise, they failed miserably.
Yeah, right. It backfired on them.
I mean, it backfired on them. If that's their goal, the proof's in the friggin' pudding. They didn't make up these numbers. This is the exit polling from Election Day. The 40% of the people that voted believe this crap.
The point I was trying to make, though, is that the candidate has absolutely no control over what a PAC does.
Right.
So Sarvis couldn't have even said, no, I don't want you raising that money or spending that money. He can't have anything to do with it.
Yeah,
so
it wouldn't matter.
To put any blame on Sarvis for that is very disingenuous.
Well, how Republican of them. At the end of the day, how Republican. That's what you do. That's what you guys do.
They're great Republicans.
You've
They
done it
didn't
to
have
Democrats.
anything
Why
else.
would we think you wouldn't do it to Libertarians? We know your competition. You know, you're a weird competition because you're like a bunch of damn thieves. But I mean, look. Here's the thing, man. I just, they don't play. They don't even. Again, none of this crap is fair anyway. Which is why you just need the overwhelming numbers and the support structure to make it happen and just beat these guys at their own freaking game. But again, they have no honor, man. Honestly, that loyalty oath just means you've signed your honor away.
Yeah.
It's happened to
you've
almost
certainly
all of
signed
them.
away your free will and your individuality.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
but whatever. What are you gonna do? What do you think, Adrian? Go ahead, say something.
Well, really, I think that there is a large and rapidly growing movement in the Republican Party that is just tired. They're done. They're ready to switch. And we see this all the time. I mean, like tonight, I went to a group that was ready to basically yell at me for being a libertarian because I caused, or by proxy, the Libertarian Party caused Cuccinelli to lose the race in Virginia. And after, quite frankly, yelling at them for a good 45 minutes and telling them that, the problem is the Republican Party and the Democrat Party equally, and the fact that they support it is, is the problem. I really think that, a lot of them came to their senses. I think we converted probably a dozen libertarians tonight just by explaining it to them and telling them, look, it's a red team, blue team, and the end result is you still end up with tyranny every time. And you're doing the same thing over and over, thinking this time it's going to be different. This time the Republicans are going to pull through and give us liberty and restore the Constitution. And it's never true, and it's never the most important race of our lifetime, and it's never, oh, well, in this particular race, we can't think outside the box and maybe vote for the guy who is really trying to restore our Constitution and restore economic freedom and individual liberty. And I think once you tell them that and they realize how many times they've bought into the lie fed to them by the GOP, they actually start to come around. And I saw that tonight, and I've seen it at dozens of other places that I've been to, talking to predominantly Republican groups. And I got to tell you that the Republicans are the ones that are much more dead set in their ways. Democrats, I find, are, they're like, hey, yeah, you make sense. That's great. They're not as party loyal as Republicans are. So it's a lot harder to break through that mentality. But I think we have so much evidence now we can.
Well, here's the thing. I think if these guys are looking for the truth, and if somebody goes in there and really does present it to them in a good way, then they'll listen and start moving in that direction. But at the end of the day, look, we looked at the numbers before. We're 22%. I mean, in all reality, our party should be 22% of the vote right now.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's sad that you almost have to yell at Republicans before they'll listen.
You know what, man?
It's fun for me.
If you've been told the same thing over and over again, sometimes you just got to get shook a little bit, man. I mean, it's just the way it works.
I mean, because I found that too. Like, I kind of yelled at that guy last night, and then all of a sudden he was like, oh.
Through the emotion, change occurs.
Right. Can I get a Wiley
That's a very
bumper sticker?
profound statement, by the way. See, this is the thing. That was a completely profound statement, by the way.
Are you proud of yourself?
I am
Did
proud of
you-
myself.
What was the statement? I only heard something about a lollipop.
I'm not even going to tell you. I'm not even going to dignify that with a response.
Say it again.
No.
Go
I really
ahead.
didn't hear you, man. Tell me, I didn't hear it.
It was only through the emotion that change happens.
Only through the motion that what?
Only through emotion. Through that emotional exchange at that point, does the change actually happen.
Where's the lollipop come into play?
There's no such thing as a lollipop in this. I don't know what you're talking about.
There is no spoon.
There is no spoon. That's exactly right. You know what, Greg? You're exactly right. That there is no spoon. What goes on in Washington and the dumbasses up there is a spoon. There's no spoon. You have no spoon up there. So you have to figure that out, understand that, and go, look, we've said this over and over again, and we've said it in different ways, and we keep trying to say it in different ways, but it's the same thing with the table. Look, don't go for the crumbs on that table. You're never going to get a seat up there, and if you do, you're one of 10, and you're always going to get outvoted, and you're always going to be pissed off. Break that table. Go build another table. We don't need their stuff.
Stop playing the game by their rules.
Yeah, stop playing the game by their rules.
Knock the board off the table, kick the pieces down the hall, and start over. Play a new game.
Yeah.
You can't win the game when you're playing by their rules, and they change the rules and make it up as they go along.
Have you ever played a game with a small child? Where they're like, come play cards with me, and you're like, okay. And because you've done this with Mikey, I've seen you. Like, you start to play the game, and they're like, no, you don't play that way. And then they tell you how to play, and you play that way, and then they're like, no, not like that. And then they change it again.
Yeah, they change the rules for themselves.
We need to play in a way that I win.
Right.
Well, yeah, no, that's exactly what little kids do, though, and that is what politicians do.
That's
That's what politicians do. And they act like little fucking kids.
It's like playing with the 2-year-old. No, not that way. This way.
Yeah. No, that's true. That was very true. Very, very true.
So, the lollipops are from the politician and we get the spoons?
No, Adrian.
There is no spoon.
There are lollipops, but there is no spoon.
Greg, that's deep, brother. That's deep. I don't know what the hell Alex was talking about, but what you said was profound.
Oh, I ain't cool. I ain't even remotely cool. Like, do you miss being on the radio? I mean, I know you're on doing interviews and stuff.
Right, the guy's got an interview every couple days.
Hold on, no, but there's a whole, and Adrian will admit this, there's a whole difference between doing an interview and doing this.
Yeah. I can't do comedy bits while I'm, supposed to be doing interviews. So this is something I actually miss.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you.
I know you do. That's why you call in tonight. You get a little get a little, reminiscing.
Get your fix.
Get a fix. Yeah, just like a little methadone clinic for you.
Yeah. I had the shakes, the DTs, and I'm feeling much better now.
That's good. It's very good. It's very, very good. I mean,
Still waiting for my lollipop, though, honey.
hey, what should we talk to him about? Let's give him something pop culture-ish. What are we gonna do there?
Oh.
Should
I
we
went
ask
to
him-
Guar last night, Adrian.
Did
Were
you really?
there?
Hold on. Did you go to
No,
Guar last
yeah.
night?
You actually went to Guar?
I love Guar.
Oh, I didn't know they were still around and touring.
Oh yeah.
Where were they at?
Well, their guitar player died last year, but they got a new guitar player. That's what this tour is about. It's the first tour with the new guitar player.
So where were they?
The Ritz in Ybor.
The Ritz in Ybor?
Yeah.
Where's that place at? Is that that's a big one, isn't it?
Medium venue, I'd say. It's a small venue.
2 stories though, right?
Yeah.
It's a big
But-
place, I think, right?
It's a nice venue. I mean, it's cool.
Was it fun?
Yeah.
Did they have a mosh pit?
Oh yeah, I didn't get in the mosh pit though. I was back in the back. It was sometimes I get up in the front, sometimes I stay back in the back and watch, and that's basically what I did.
Am I supposed to know what this is?
Oh,
I know
Guar?
Adrian loves Guar though, so. I
Oh, hold on.
I
Go
can't
Google
say,
Guar.
I can't say that I'm a Guar fan,
GWR.
but I love the concept of just taking, metal, comedic metal to the extreme.
You have to
And,
go find.
and that's kind of what the band is. It's kind of like a parody of itself, and it's like a hardcore metal, and they wear these huge skull costumes and stuff like that.
You have to go find the cover of Billy Ocean's "Get Out of My Dreams, Get Into My Car" by Guar. It is awesome. See, Adrian knows who I'm talking about, so he
Tear
understands.
that up and play that on the air.
No.
No, we got shut down last week.
Yeah, we'll
for
get shut down.
copyright
We get shut down. We
violations.
do that stuff.
Oh, right. Yeah.
They shut us down in the middle of our show last week for copyright violation.
Oh, and you had a great. We were doing the fairy tale of the great,
I
the
was
good sheriff
doing
Nick
the
Finch.
fairy tale of Nick Finch.
That was really good. She did this whole. Did you hear about the fairy tale version, Adrian?
No, I didn't.
Oh, hold on.
The
Okay.
fairy tale
Well, we
of
did
the
it
good
last
sheriff
Friday.
Nick Finch.
It's the fairy tale version of the story where we tell the story about Sheriff Nick Finch, but we do it as a fairy tale. So like we changed the name of everybody, and we called Nick Finch, the good sheriff Nick Finch, and then we called.
There was Deputy Fussy
Yeah,
Pants.
Deputy Fussy Pants was the deputy.
And there was Old Willie Wumpkins.
Yeah, old Willie Wumpkins was the guy that was arrested.
And then Darth Corruptius.
Yeah, Darth Corruptius is
Willie Meggs.
Willie Meggs.
Governor
was the clerk?
Skeletor.
Governor Skeletor
What was the clerk name? Matilda Merkin.
Matilda,
Matilda
Merkin.
Merkin was the clerk. So we changed all the names and did it like as a fairy tale. But Danielle had to tell the story with the substitute names the entire time. She couldn't use the other names.
Now, did she actually tell it like she was reading a bedtime story?
About as good as you could do considering it was the radio.
Yeah.
I'll go with that. It was about as good as you could
It was
do.
like Once Upon a Time. And then, it was like, and then I was telling the story about how they got, how the deputy actually arrested Parrish. And I was like, and on a dark and windy road.
Yeah.
In the magical forest of Liberty County.
Yeah, basically.
I said in the county of Liberty.
Yeah, in the county of Liberty, it was known as. It was.
Oh,
it was
man.
really. It
No,
was actually
I
very
missed
funny.
that one.
It was very funny and very informative at the same time. You mixed entertainment and enlightenment so well,
Thank you.
little bastard. Not you, by the way. You know who I'm talking.
Oh, speaking of entertainment and enlightenment, just a heads up, guys, Stu Bergier hasn't called me back yet, so we'll see where that goes.
Oh, I didn't tell Alex about it, so.
I talked to him about it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know all about it.
So.
Again, you know my take on it. So
What was your take on
Well,
it?
the listeners don't. Having these conversations on the air.
oh yeah, you got to remember.
You know my
Well,
take on it.
that's the thing, because we can't. Glenn
We
Beck
can't
is,
talk
is-
about
I
it.
know Glenn Beck is a huge fan of Off the Rails, so he's probably listening. So I really don't want to go into detail of my interactions right now with Mercury One or anything like that. So we kind of have to leave it a little hush hush.
Well, here's the thing too. You want my personal opinion on what this guy does, though? My personal opinion on it is this: You bring people like Penn Jillette on. Great purveyor of the message, actually. I mean, I would say Penn does it about as good as anybody can do it. Napolitano is the same thing. But you always swerve when you shouldn't be swerving. And I don't know why you do it, but you do it. You've been doing it for years. You've been doing it, and you do it every time. I don't know why. I don't know why you swerve. Not talking about you. I'm talking about Beck. I don't know why you swerve, but
I know that, yeah.
it so irks me that you do, because people I know that are very nice and good people that are with us do listen to this guy, though, and they do, like, I mean, I think they're able to see through some of the stuff. I think they can take him for a little bit of entertainment value, and I think they just like the way he goes about doing things. I mean, you know, everybody finds their host or people that they like, and a lot of people just like the way Beck does it. But, like, man, you just suck sometimes.
Well,
he sucks out loud.
It's funny. Yeah, he sucks out loud. And it's funny because when we're on the campaign trail, like, you know, people say, oh, is Adrian a Republican or Democrat? And we're like, neither. He's a Libertarian. And what we get a lot is, oh, like Glenn Beck. And I'm always like,
No, nothing like
well,
that.
no, not exactly like Glenn Beck. And, you know, and then we go into discussion. But what I did have for the first time when we were on our trip around like Gainesville and Jacksonville and that is we said neither a libertarian, and they go, oh, like John Stossel. And I'm like, yes.
Yes.
Yes, like John Stossel.
Not exactly like John Stossel, though.
Well, more like John Stossel than Glenn Beck.
Yeah, that's for sure. That goes without saying.
Well, what do you think,
I'll
Adrian?
take like John Stossel.
Yeah, I'll take Stossel.
I generally answer like John Stossel's mustache.
You know, it is sad, though, that even in the non, like, he still can't be serious. You know what I'm saying? He still gives the mustache?
Yeah.
Really? The mustache guy?
Mustachio.
You know, I've met him once.
John Stossel?
Yes,
Yeah.
I have. I went to New York for a taping of Freedom Watch that they never put on air. I don't even understand why you bring somebody up for a damn show when you know they're flying in, when you know they're not going to be on the air. Don't understand why. Can't figure it out. Like,
Napolitano did diss you on that. I was rather upset with him for that.
hold on, it's not his fault.
Right, because he doesn't choose what goes on.
He doesn't choose what goes on.
I guess that's true. Yeah, it
Remember,
wasn't
you
his
got to remember
call,
that
sure.
show wasn't even like
No.
it wasn't even like official yet. You know what I'm saying? That was like pilot shit. I mean, in reality, I was invited up for a pilot,
And they cut you.
and I guess I didn't do well enough for them to say, "Man, we should put that on the air." I mean,
So
in
you're
reality,
like the original Kirk.
I guess that's funny, but yeah, in a weird way. Well, no, I don't. Here's the thing, man. What it was a good show though. When I first met Austin Peterson, guy was working first. He was working for him at the time.
Right.
He was like the program guy. He was a nice guy at the time. Was good enough conversation. So, I can't believe they didn't put it on the air. You know, like what a bunch of dicks. I had to fly all the way up to New York, man. I had to go around New York. I don't want to go to New York. Like I had to fly up there, and then you have to, because you know it ain't like you can get in a cab. Really, I had to walk around New York in the middle of the night. I could have got mugged or something. I got to tell you, for all this stuff where there's crime everywhere in New York, I really didn't see it. I walked around.
Say, walking around New York in the middle of the night is one of my favorite things to do in the world.
I got to tell you, man, it was kind of peaceful and quiet.
Yeah, it's you know what? It's safe in New York. Now,
Like, I was going through
last
neighborhoods.
time I was up there. It's been a few years since I've been up there, but
Like I had to go to a hotel, but my hotel was like I had to take, what do you call them, the subways. Like you got to take the subways all over the place. But you take the subway to one place, you don't take it right to there. So you got to walk around a neighborhood. You might be 6-7 blocks away, so you got to walk around through, you know, and it isn't even like a touristy part. Like this is like the hood, you know, or Section 8 or something, man. I don't know whatever you call that kind of housing, but it's that kind of housing. But it's actually decently maintained, and you know, it looked good, and you know, it wasn't that bad, is what I'm saying. It wasn't nearly as bad as they were making it out to be. So, I still wouldn't want to friggin' live there, though.
yeah, New York is it's a great town. I really like it up there, and I've never felt uncomfortable. And like you said, I've ridden you know the subways at 3:00 in the morning from one end of Manhattan to the other, and out into Queens and Brooklyn, and I never felt uncomfortable, except for the friggin' rats.
I didn't see any
Those
rats.
rats, yeah, that things will eat you alive.
I didn't see any of the rats, though.
Well, you know me. I had to actually start going in areas where I wasn't supposed to be, and I actually found the maintenance corridor. And
how did we know?
there's lots of rats down there. Yeah.
You know, I don't even understand it, man. Just there's a door. Let me
Did
go
you
through.
find the river of slime?
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh, did Danielle get that reference?
I did.
Did you? Oh, hang on.
She gets a star.
Danielle got a movie reference, folks. Danielle got a movie reference. Mark
Oh,
the tape.
Danielle actually got that, huh?
You did. It's 11:13 p.m. on November 6th, 2013. Mark the tape.
And you know, you picked up on the. I was trying to. Must be some cockroach. Bite your head off, man. I was going for that and the rats thing, and you actually picked up on that, Greg. That's what we do for the rest of the show. We do movie references.
Oh, I hate
I
you
speak in
guys.
movie references all the time. I have zero problem with that.
Yeah, I'm game. I'm in.
Tell them about the Twinkie.
You know what, man? You guys can't even handle the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I know
Oh, come on.
that
You
one.
can't even go that light. I mean, given that one, you know,
You
come
wanna
on. It's
hold on.
Czechoslovakia.
No.
You're going to Wisconsin.
Listen. You got to start off like that. That's where you start off at. This is a game of inches. You know what I'm saying? Game of inches.
Well done.
Yeah.
This ain't checkers. This is chess.
Say what again? Say what one more time.
What ain't no country I haven't heard of?
Do they speak English in what?
You know what? I think between the three of us, I'm breaking character here, but I think we could do an entire show of movie references and probably convey a somewhat coherent message.
I'm trying real hard.
I'm trying hard to be the shepherd.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you can take my microphone for that because
Yeah,
I'm
she
like
doesn't need
done.
it anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry, Danielle. Sorry about that. We'll bring it back. We'll bring it back to something more your speed.
Well, it's really not our fault that you are completely culturally illiterate.
Yeah, you know what? I do got to say that it is not really our fault, though.
I didn't say it was your fault.
I feel like
I
feel
can't
like you think that
fix
way.
it.
Well, you start watching some movies.
Yeah, get a
Oh,
DVD
right,
player.
with all
get
my
Netflix.
free time. You're right.
You know what, man? You know, here's the thing. What we'll do is
Yeah, well, you know what we need to do is we need to just like robot chicken her. You know? Drop her down in a chair, put about 35 monitors in front of her, and just make her absorb it all in a very short period of time.
All at once.
Yeah. Put her in that room like with the Matrix there, you know?
Put her in the room
my
like
God.
Clockwork Orange and hold the eyeballs
Yeah.
open. And,
Yeah.
That's
That's what I'm talking about.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about, but I
Yeah.
know it's got to be bad for me.
Well, it depends
We're
on
trying to
Well,
re-educate you.
Danielle, do you like Ode to Joy?
What did he say right now?
He asked if she liked Ode to Joy.
Oh, do you?
I don't even know what that is.
It's one of Beethoven's most
Oh,
famous
okay.
songs.
No, I thought you were still on like movie yard reference.
Oh,
Oh,
He is.
That was actually the extension of the Clockwork Orange reference, but we're
Yes,
getting
it
pretty
was.
obscure here.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, it's going down.
Just like Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going back to the autocorrect pictures.
Oh, you know what?
She's gonna go stumble.
I'll tell you that if you watch Full Metal Jacket, I think that was one of his best movies, though,
Oh, I love Full Metal Jacket.
because it was really two movies in one. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Right.
Different parts of it.
Because there was the boot camp,
boot camp part.
and then there was after boot camp,
Yeah.
and it's like two completely different movies almost.
Yeah, with some similarities because of time and stuff like that, but
Right.
you know, because one led into the other. But I thought that was a great movie.
I love that movie. I
This
watch
is
it
my
every
rifle.
chance I
This
get.
is my gun. I don't even think they said that crap until that movie came out, and then when I had to go, they were saying that crap. You know, this is my rifle. Well, I'm sure they were, but I'm saying, this is my gun. This is for fight, and this is for fun. You know?
No, I was in before that movie came out, and we were saying it.
Yeah, there you go.
So
Well, what year did that movie come out? Was that 80s or 90s?
Late 80s, early 90s. I don't know the exact year. For some reason, I'm thinking 91, but that might be.
I was thinking maybe 89 or 90.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
It's like the 89 to 91 range, somewhere in there.
Yeah,
I'm-
yeah.
You gonna figure that out?
Yeah, Danielle has no idea what we're talking about. She can't look it up.
I completely tuned you guys out. I didn't even realize you were still talking.
Oh, there's a radio show going on? What's going on here? Well,
All right, we're just going to start calling Danielle Private Pile.
1987.
1987.
That was 87. Wow.
Yeah.
I was thinking 87, but I didn't say it, so it doesn't count.
Oh, of course
So it
you were.
doesn't
Yeah,
count. Yeah, of
we all
course.
believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job there, Nostradamus.
I totally was thinking 80. But Nostradamus, that would be for the future, not the past there, tough guy. This is my rival. This is my guy.
Hey guys, this has been tremendous, but I gotta get off the line here.
All right, get the hell out then. You know, whatever.
All right, well, screw you gues. I'm going home.
Good evening, Governor.
Good evening, Governor.
See y'all.
See ya.
See ya.
WileyForGovernor.com, folks. WileyForGovernor.com.
You couldn't
Not
even.
Bob.
Not Bob.
WileyForGovernor.com. Hey, to be honest with you, in that race, I'd put him up against. Bring out anybody you got.
Yeah.
You know, bring out anybody you got.
No,
Yeah.
he's a really good candidate.
I mean, you got the former Republican, you got the current Republican. You got even the Dems know they're hypocrites too, man. So it's even easier to go get them because they're like, we can't. If we're just gonna vote this way, we might as well vote for Adrian. Like, here's the thing, really.
Yeah. The majority of my Democrat friends really despise the idea that Charlie Crist could be their candidate.
If
And-
Adrian's going anywhere, they'll come.
Yeah.
I think there's a contingency. Like, if you look at the overall plan, like if you look at the Wiley campaign, as it were. I really do think he's going to pull from everybody, though, because everybody's fed up.
I think so.
He's just going to pull from everybody, man. It's just the way it is. All you got to do is talk and listen to him. You're going to find something you don't agree with him on, but you're going to find way more that you're going to agree with him on. And I think that those things he will be able to convince people are the most important things, and that so much so that your vote is literally wasted if you do Crist or Rick Scott.
Well, I mean, I think the whole split the vote argument kind of gets thrown out the window when you're like, really? Did you want the former Republican governor or the current Republican governor?
No. Okay, let me put it also in an individual sense, right? You know how Adrian wins the election, Greg?
Talking to enough people.
When 3 out of 10 of your neighbors vote for Adrian, only 3.
Yeah.
It only takes 3. You know why? Because 3, if the vote's down to 40%, 3, let's say you go pick up one of those somewhere else, right? So that moves it to 50%, and then it's 2, right?
Well, I know that at least 3 of my neighbors will be voting for Adrian, if not more.
But the thing is this, though. 3 out of 5 voters is the majority.
Right.
Because if only 50% are going to vote anyway, because you moved it up 10%. You moved it up 10%, and you got 3 out of 10 people to vote for you. But only 5 out of 10 were going to vote anyway. You have 3 out of 5. You have the majority.
In a
You
three-way
win.
race, you only need 2.
Again, I'm even more conservative. I'm even being more conservative than that. That's how. You want to talk about the wool coming off of somebody's eyes? That's the wool coming off of somebody's eyes right there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and again, I'm wonky on the statistics, but I want people to
I
understand.
thought we said
how,
you can't use that word anymore.
Oh, I didn't say I couldn't use that word. Wonky, 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 wonky.
I love that word. I use it all the
I
time.
feel like downtown Judy Brown.
Wonky and janky.
I feel like downtown Judy Brown when I did that. Wubba, 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 wubba. But that's the thing. 2, 3 out of 10. That's all we got to do. That's why we're studying these. I always bring it back to this stuff because that's all I talk about. But you got to love the passion. So go with it. It's what it is, man. What can you do? Wouldn't you rather have me focused on this stuff? I'm like Steve Spurrier. You know what I'm saying? I'm on your team. You got to love me. If I'm against you, you're gonna hate me. So all right.
Yeah.
I wish I had $1 for every time you said the word precinct.
Wish I had $1 for every time I said the word. Yeah, that's right. But we'll see.
And if the LP had $1 for every time a Democrat or a Republican demeaned a Libertarian candidate, we would have enough money to win some elections.
Yeah, somebody made the point today with the money that was spent, like, giving money to Libertarian candidates. It really is the most direct way that you can see your money work for you. You're going to change 10 votes with $10.
Yeah.
Right.
$10 changes 10 votes. That's in our reality. That's what it does. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Well, because we know at libertarian candidates, because we're used to having no money, know how to spend money very frugally. So we spend like $1 or $2 per vote, where like a Republican or a Democrat will spend $10 to $12 a vote. So
Well, the one thing that Democrats and Republicans know how to do is waste money.
spend money, right?
No, not just spend money. Everybody can spend money. They waste money.
They do waste money.
like at an insane rate.
It was like he just got it.
He did. He just caught up with me. He's like, you know what? They do waste money.
Yes!
They waste a ton of money. These guys suck. Fuck those guys.
When I was in the Marine Corps, I was a purchasing agent
Oh, yeah.
at Supply. So incredibly stupid. Not that it was stupid. The system itself was dumb. They didn't want you to save money. They wanted you to spend every dime you were allotted for the year. Every dime. You have to, now you got to account for it and stuff like that. And you got to buy the stuff you normally got to buy. But they want you to spend every dime that you have,
Because that's the only way that you get the same base next time.
or higher, yeah,
Or higher.
But here's what they used to do, and I have to admit I freely participated in the system. Well, not freely. I was in the Marine Corps at the time, and that was my job.
You weren't free. You were property of the U.S. government.
But what they would do is, if there was stuff you wanted, like if you wanted new desks or new chairs, or because these were recruiting offices, so if you wanted new desks or new chairs or new computers or cell phones or maybe some new big supplies in your warehouse or whatever stuff you would need logistically, not guns and tanks and bullets and stuff, but like office stuff. I would make, at a certain point of the year, I would make purchase orders where I would do all the work. I would contact the vendor. I would find out how much they are. I would write up the purchase order and all this stuff, and I would have a stack of them like this big. And what they would do every year, and every year they did this, is that they would put out something, because they have to spend all of that money, and not everybody spends all of the money. Some people turn it in. Now what happens is that they turn it back into the district, and the district comes out and says, look, we have this much money that we have to spend on improvements right now. What do you have? And what happens is they get, like, let's say it's $500,000 that's there, right? Or, probably wouldn't. Well, $200,000, let's just say, for the RSS for the whole region. It was a multi-state deal. First come, first serve. That's the way it works. First come, first serve is that you get your PO in, they'll give you the money. So if you had all the stacks there, I would be like, okay, all of that stuff ready to go. I'd be like, okay, get the money. So I wouldn't spend normal year funds, or I would work my budget that way anyway. Like I would only move the bigger stuff to then. Like when they say they're just going to give us a big bunch of money, okay, I'll get that. Or I'll get that, or I'll get that. And I would just buy tables, chairs, furniture, stuff like that, And they would love me for it. The recruiters would love me for it. It would be amazing. Because honestly, in supply, I was really good at my job. I was good at buying shit. I'm just good at buying shit.
With his obsession with bags and how good he is at buying shit, you'd think he's a woman.
That's what I was just going to say.
I was really good at buying shit.
I love you though, Alex.
I know. And there's a lot of redundancy.
I love bags and shopping.
Yeah, but I'm buying. Now, here's the thing. This ain't the same kind of shopping that you're talking about. That ain't even close to the same kind of shopping you're talking about.
That's what I was thinking, but I totally didn't put it that way. And then once you put it that way, it just became that much funnier.
Oh, that's true. That is pretty funny, though. No, because you're setting up relationships.
You need to put that on your Facebook profile.
Wait.
I love bags and shopping.
You know what he says? It's not the same because you're building relationships.
Yeah, with your vendors. I mean, you're buying the same stuff from the same vendors. A lot of this is done over the
You
phone.
are digging yourself more and more into the woman hole.
I'm properly explaining the job that I had.
I don't just let them use me. I build relationships.
I don't know. I needed people that would
They just use you for your budget.
look. Actually, it's funny that I'm wearing this shirt. By the way, this was the company I used to buy copiers from. Like I'd buy copiers from them, and it was just I needed to buy a copier. This is how much it would be, and then whatever they would come running. I actually had 3 or 4 different
Because you
companies.
got a big budget.
Well, no, no, because I have to buy stuff like that on pretty quick, like on the fly. Like I got to have spares and all the other kind of stuff because if one of the recruiters' fax goes down, they use that thing every day.
The
Or at least
funny
at the
thing
time
is
they
that
were.
he's so serious about that. Like, no, you don't understand. Like, no. It's the more you talk, the funnier this is getting.
Yeah, you're not helping.
I'm helping if it needs to be funnier, I guess. I'm also being able to explain it. There's a point to be made here. That's why the problem.
Are we getting anywhere close to it?
The problem with overspending in government has a lot to do with it that it's just systemic. You have to change the system.
Yes. And it's
Yeah.
designed to waste money.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it is.
absolutely.
It's
Especially
designed to waste money.
Yeah.
especially military.
Yeah.
You know, like and again for the worst reasons. Like you're not even doing the stuff you want to do. You're making it worse. And it's not the troops making it worse. It's the damn systems, it's the policies. It's what they're, you know, you don't have bases in other countries, man. Unless it's like a logistical supply base for the Navy. That's my compromise. I do think owning the seas is, you know, being able to own the seas. Not that actually have to do it, but just being able to just say, well, we own the seas.
Yeah.
You know,
Well.
I think you build a military to that strength. Because the rest of it's just getting people together and giving them guns, you know.
Let's see.
Well, except for like the special forces, but I would have a special.
Like if we were Pirates of the Caribbean, then we want to own the seas. But like in the technological level that we're at now, we pretty much want to own the skies. That's really the most important thing.
Nah, I disagree with you completely on that one. Logistically wise, it would be the other move because you need the ships.
I don't disagree that we need a navy, but yes, and you're right. We do need the navy to move those aircraft.
Air superiority works on land as well as on the sea, but air superiority only does so much on the sea, considering that the ships can shoot back. And don't get me wrong, it'd be a fight, but if you have enough land, if you have enough naval power, you're going to have the air power to cover it as well. Like one goes with the other.
Right.
Not to get in a wonky discussion on it. I
A
love
wonky
wonky.
discussion. This is not wonky. Are we going to go to break?
Do you want to go to break? It's 11:30.
It's 11:30.
Yeah.
Do we want to? What tracks do we want to drop on our listeners this evening?
Police State for sure, right? You want to do
Yeah,
Police State?
I like that one.
Oh, and we got Jordan too. You got some Jordan stuff? Oh. Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, did I hear that?
It just. Yeah, you did.
Okay.
So did the listeners. It just started auto playing.
Oh. So hold on. We have any Jordan Page there?
Hold on. Let me look.
We'll see if we can do a little double shot. A little Jordan, a little JP Rebel Inc. Probably make you a little manic, schizophrenic. If you're
Only
listening to both at
our
the same
show
time.
stuff. It looks like it doesn't look like
Really?
we have any on this computer right now.
Well, we have to put.
Oh, we got to put some on that computer
Yeah.
then.
Because we have the CDs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just get me the CDs and I'll put them on here. I
Yeah.
just don't have it on the computer.
All right. Well, then we got another Rebel Inc. coming then. So what else do we want to do on the
So
Rebel
we got
Inc.
Police
side?
State. What else we got?
No song.
No song.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I like that one. That one's good too.
Yeah.
All right. That'll work.
So, all right, we're
All
gonna
right,
take
so
a
we're
break.
gonna go to break, folks.
All right, we'll be back. You're listening to Off the Rails, the show that really does probably suck as much as you think it does. Off the Rails.
Far past the city walls, high above the courts and laws. They're building a machine, the likes of which we've never seen. Designed to break our will, track us and keep us still. With the name of freedom. part of it. You'll never be a part of it, but you'll never be a part of it. So rise up, find the direction. So rise up, find the direction. Rise on. So rise up, so rise up, find the direction. Rise up. No mind, no time, no society man's ever built with no spine, no power, no panic, no king, no queen, no dreams, by no means, no clock, no age, no man was ever let out of their pen with no rage, no fire, with no smoke, or no heat, no weed, no plant from no seed, no locks, no doors, no key was ever made that ain't opened something before. There's no song with no music or no words, no decision made, no vision with no word, no friend, no God, no law, no guns, no bullets, no justice at all, no jails, no cops, and no cell, no life, no choice, no heaven or hell. No guns, no bullets, no justice. No facts, no truth. No system that can't be broken down by the youth. There's no religion with no lies. It's so odd, no offering plate to pass on to no God, no white, no black. No race exists that hasn't been choked by the slack. No vote, no hope, and no lights. They want us with no sight, no brain, and no right. No friend, no God, no law, no guns, no bullets, no justice at all. No jails, no cops, and no cell. No life, no choice, no heaven or hell. There's no sense in putting trust in your government. There's no sense in putting trust in any government. Don't trust our government. No guns, no bullets, no justice. 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 No, let's go, justice. No, no fucking justice. No, no justice. No. So how long can you let it go? Will you let it go till there's nothing left? Can you let it go? Will you let it go till there's nothing left? Can you let it go? Will you let it go till there's nothing left? Can you let it go? Will you let it go till there's nothing?
Welcome back, Off the Rails. Good hour one, I got to tell you. I'm feeling really good about that hour, actually, after it was all said and done.
So it didn't suck as bad as you thought it did?
No, it didn't. I was wrong. I take it back. Actually, it might have. I don't know. I got a hat now, though, so I feel
That
better.
is so our new
I feel better
tagline.
with the hat.
Oh, that's totally the new tagline. I like that.
You know, did you guys heard about the counties in Colorado that voted for secession?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know about anywhere else that they're thinking about doing that?
In California.
There's another place, Michigan.
There's a lot of stuff going down in Michigan, but they got to do something.
They would call it Superior, at least the way this thing's looking. Weird.
I heard that 4 cities decriminalized marijuana yesterday.
Yeah, which 4 were those
Yeah.
again?
There's one in Maine.
Portland, Maine, Lansing, Michigan, and 2 other cities in Michigan. I don't remember the other cities, but Lansing sticks out. That one I do remember.
Well, I guess that's good. It's weird though, because if the city's doing it, the state, what is the state going to do? Like, are the people in the city going to try to stop the state from enforcing it? I wonder.
Well, it's just the city police are not going to do anything about it anymore.
Right.
I got you.
I mean, it's still illegal to sell it. It's still illegal to cultivate it. But it's not illegal to possess it or use it if you're over 21, I think.
Yeah, over 21.
So, yeah.
Now, let me ask you another question here. Mm-hmm. Colorado also, because they passed full legalization in Colorado,
And they're going to tax the crap out of it.
but they are
though.
going to
25%.
25%. I wonder what that relates to as it relates towards like normal prices, though.
I don't know. Like, I don't know what, and I think it's going to take a while to kind of get it all worked out. So I don't know if it's going to go down, or I think in the short run it's going to go up from the black market price, but in the long run it'll go down because of the competition.
Yeah.
So you think it's going to start higher?
Yeah.
The actual cost to cultivate and distribute it is very, very low. The reason that it costs what it does on the black market is the legality of it, because there's such a risk.
But that also causes scarcity. By being on the black market, it causes so you don't have as much as abundant because you can,
Right, because it doesn't flow like a legal product.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think in the short run, a 25% tax is definitely going to bring it up over the black market rate. But once you start getting more and more competition in the market, then I think you're going to see the price go down.
Yeah, here's what it did, by the way. I'll give you the numbers. It's a little bit of a weird kind of mix of numbers. Amendment 64 legalized the possession and sale of marijuana to individuals 21 years of age or older. What Prop AA does is tax the drug, a 15% wholesale tax for when it is first sold by a commercial grower. Secondly, it creates a 10% sales tax for retail purchases in addition to the state's existing 2.9% sales tax. So it's adding a 25, 27, almost a 28% tax on it.
Yeah.
And that passed 65 to 35.
Right. Well, because it passed because it was to legalize it. Like, most people weren't reading all the taxes on it.
Well, no. This is a separate vote.
Oh, this was separate.
Yeah, no, this was a separate vote.
Well, there are a lot of people. I mean, most libertarians that you talk to, they're not looking for the route of legalize it and then tax the crap out of it. They just want it
Right.
legalized. There are a lot of people who support legalization who aren't necessarily of that mindset, who are like, go ahead, use the tax revenue, tax it, use that revenue, whatever. It's not a big deal. So,
But then again, it's legal to grow it yourself, though.
right, and that's the thing, and that's why a lot of people, even libertarians like myself, I don't have a big problem with them taxing it if it's legalized, because you can grow it yourself.
Right. So you don't have to pay the high taxes.
Exactly.
I mean,
if you're so inclined, you can go ahead and grow your own, and
Unless you're
you'll be
gonna
fine.
sell some of yours, and then you're gonna get taxed for that.
Right, but then that's why you don't grow it to sell it.
Yeah, you grow
you
it
just
to use it yourself, and that way, you're not giving anyone a cut, and it's cheap for you to grow it and use it.
yeah, and you know what it is and where it came from, and I mean
It's non-GMO.
it's from the earth.
It's from the earth. We were talking about. Hey, should we talk about Liberty County and the land up there?
Yeah. Okay.
You want to do that?
Sure.
Now that the good sheriff Nick Finch is back at Liberty County Sheriff, it got us to thinking, because if you know the demographics of Liberty County, you know that it is a very sparsely populated area of the state. I actually think it is the most sparsely populated county in the state of Florida. Is that correct, Danielle?
I believe that is.
Yes, it is. It's the smallest populated county. It only has about I think it's a little under 10,000 residents and 7,500 voters.
Yeah, 10,000 residents, 7,500 voters that live there right now.
In 2010, the population was 8,365.
Yeah, I think it's a little higher now.
A little higher now.
Yeah.
The county is the least populous and least densely populated of all counties in the state of Florida.
Yeah.
So what we were thinking is, look, with all the solutions that we're finding right now, one of the biggest problems I see is that we're not personally doing a lot of them when we should be, because we know about these things. Again, responsibility comes action. The knowledge, the learning of the knowledge gives the responsibility to take action upon what you learned. Right? Am I saying it wrong?
I think I follow what you're saying.
I mean, I know what you're saying.
I'm picking up what you're putting
I
down.
think you've actually completely butchered what you were trying to say, but the point got across.
I got you. So at any rate, you have this going on. With Francisco, a lot with the permaculture is there, where you can actually make a landscape that will, the food will grow itself. I mean, the maintenance on it is very little in what these permaculture environments are all about. And if you have land, a serious amount of land, then you actually can grow enough food to not only feed yourself, mind you, but you can actually grow enough food that you would be able to actually sell a lot of the food that you got, you know what I mean, and used it to almost, now I wouldn't say as a revenue stream, but kind of like a revenue stream.
Right.
It wouldn't be the only one, and it would be something that one person would do. You'd have to have a couple people up there doing it. I mean, you can't just have one person up there, mountain man, because that's all you would do. But if you went up there, what we were thinking was like buying 100 acres, right? But not us buying 100 acres. You get in with about 20 people, and everybody buys like 5 or 6 acres. Whatever people want to do with it is what they want to do with it. But eventually, like what you do is, different people on different speeds would build like you might start with just like a hut to live in, not a hut, but like a
A shack
to live in or whatever.
It's a tent.
A lean-to.
Not a lean-to, something that would be permanent, but something that would be easy to do first off.
A Winnebago.
Or,
There you go.
and then start just kind of adding to that though. But you only need like 20 people to do something like that, but it's 100 acres. So if you do 100 acres, on your acres you do whatever you want to do. But each person owns somebody, you buy the acres for like $1,000 an acre, by the way. So like 3 acres is like 3,000, or 5 acres is like $5,000. Like that's it. Doesn't cost any more than that. Because it's so, the land's so cheap because there ain't nothing there. But I think
Great. Did we all own a whole town in the middle of nowhere?
Well, yeah, then you can do whatever you want to do.
Another movie quote.
Oh, did you miss that one?
I did.
That's Beetlejuice for you.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. But you could. Here's the thing. I wouldn't even say do a town. Whatever people want to do, I don't care. People would move up there. Some people wouldn't, but they'd still own the land, though. You know what I mean? But if you
Right.
did that, you could actually make something very nice in that area and very free. Like it would. And if
The
something
Liberty County Liberty Project.
well, I'm not even saying. Look, I'm not trying to make anything bigger than just buying land up in Liberty County. Whatever happens from there. Like I'm just saying, you can do stuff like this on your land, but it's not an organized effort in that fact.
Well, it has to be somewhat organized because you have to buy 100 acres of land. So
Oh, that
someone's
part.
got to
Okay,
organize
that-
all the
okay.
investors.
The
No, no,
Libertarians
that part.
talking about buying 100 acres of land and creating a commune.
No, I didn't. I did not say that. I did not say that.
I'm kidding.
I know. But I understand why you would think that. But no,
It's just funny.
I'm not saying you don't make a comment.
No, we all get together and we buy a bunch of land and then we just do what we want on our own land. But, yeah.
I can understand how that does sound like that. I'm dead serious though, but again, I don't have the jack to do it right now anyway, so I have to wait. But honestly, the way you're looking at it in there though, 100 acres may be harder to buy than 5 acres.
Well, yeah, because a lot of the reason why Liberty County is so small and doesn't have a big population is because a large majority of the land is actually state forest.
Yeah,
So you can't buy it.
Yeah.
yeah.
You can't just go buy all that undeveloped land because the state owns it.
Right. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, there's definitely... Now, don't get me wrong. There's still a lot of land available to buy.
Oh yeah.
But it's not as much as... the county's actually quite large in land mass. I mean, it's not the smallest county.
No, it's actually a pretty big in size, but
Yeah, pretty large land mass as far as the county goes.
it's bigger than Pinellas County.
Yeah, no, it is. And there's just no people there because a good portion of it is actually the Apalachicola State Forest.
And it's landlocked and it's in the Panhandle,
Right.
which is like the least populous area of Florida.
It's right by Tallahassee, though. That's the
It
funny
is.
part.
It is right by Tallahassee. It's only like an hour and a half from Tallahassee.
Yeah.
Like the city, the county seat, which is Bristol, which is not. I mean, like,
Which is also its largest city.
yeah, which isn't large.
No, there's not a lot of people talking about Bristol, Florida, as a destination.
But
I
but
gotta
it's
tell you,
only
though,
an
if
hour and a
you-
half from Tallahassee.
I got to tell you, though, I view all the things that you're talking about as big positives.
Oh no, me too.
Oh, yeah,
I actually
I'm
see
not-
this as a positive.
I'm not saying bad things about it. It's not well known. I mean,
Yeah, it's
you know,
just
people talk about Miami, Florida, and Tampa, Florida, and Jacksonville, and Orlando, and not a lot of people talk about Bristol. That's my point.
Well,
they're
yeah.
talking about Bristol. It ain't,
Well,
it
now
ain't
that-
Bristol, Florida. I tell you that.
Yeah.
Bristol, Tennessee.
But, you know, if you go there, I mean, like, they literally have, like, one traffic light. You know, like, it's just not big. But
According to the United States Census Bureau, the city has a total area of 1.6 square miles. 1.6 square miles is the city of Bristol.
Oh, the city.
The
I thought
city
you meant
of
the
Bristol.
county. I'm like,
No.
no, that makes no sense at all.
No, not the county, just the city of Bristol. 1.6 square miles.
Yeah, it's not that
That's
big.
not a big
No.
city.
No, not at all. But no, so it's really, really tiny. There's like one street light and like one little, you know, like motel, which is across the street from City Hall. And I mean, there's just not a lot of stuff like there. It's not a big city. But I really like it. I'm like, I've met a lot of people from not only that county, but, you know, kind of some of the surrounding counties. And I gotta say, I really like the Panhandle. Like, every time we go to visit there, like, everyone, I think when you get that rural, everyone just inherently wants to be left alone because they're used to being left alone.
Right.
They don't have neighbors for acres and acres.
And they don't have neighbors for a reason.
Right. And
There's
they
a
like
reason
it that
they're
way.
not living in the city. Yeah.
So, you know, it is very, you know, like you, as a libertarian, you feel very at home there. Because everyone, although they definitely want to be left alone, they're really, really nice. Like, they also see the benefit in helping each other because everybody lives so far away from each other that helping each other is a good thing. And they do see the benefit of voluntarily helping your neighbor. But they also have that, you know, I also like to live my life privately and, you know, not have anyone intrude on that and things like that. So it's actually very, very nice to visit. I always love going to the Panhandle. When we're on the campaign trail, it's really, really a nice day. And I've met some really lovely people in Liberty County.
I got to tell you, the city of Bristol, like I'm looking at their budget, I don't think I've ever seen an easier to read budget in my life.
It's like 2 pages.
Well, no, it's more than 2 pages.
I know that.
It's 7 pages total.
With cover sheet.
No, it doesn't have a
Wait,
cover
wait.
sheet.
No,
It doesn't have a cover sheet.
7 pages is the introduction to our city's budget.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I got to tell you, at the top of this thing, I think everybody should do this. At the top of the budget summary says, Budget Summary, City of Bristol, Florida, fiscal year 2011-2012. The proposed operating budget expenditures of the City of Bristol are 3.6% more than last year's total operating expenditures. What they're putting at the top is, the one number you want to know is, we're 3.6% higher than we were last year.
Yep.
Which actually doesn't even keep up with inflation.
Well, no, but and again, it's like cash balances brought forward, shows it right there. Then it's estimated revenues and all this other stuff is all right there. Expenditures, expenses, you know, and it shows all the taxes and all the kind of like ad valorem taxes. They're going to get $83,000 this year for that. Franchise taxes, $52,000. Hey, what the hell's a franchise tax, by the way?
I don't know.
A communication services tax, $22,000.
That everybody
License is $850. Intergovernmental, $91,000. Water revenue, $222,000. Wastewater revenue, $295,000. Garbage revenue, $143,000. Charge for services, all of it's right here. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the kind that everybody can read.
Right.
You know, it's not difficult, and that's the reason why it's a small town. Maybe we should move to Bristol.
Yeah.
These guys look like they got their stuff squared away already over here.
No,
3,000 in printing and advertising. I bet.
No, that's not bad at all. No, I actually really like it up there. Like, I'm not opposed to going up there, and especially if they have a, you know, very libertarian sheriff. I'm.
Well, I'm
all
sure
for
not all
that.
the people are like that, though. You know, I've never been up there, so
Well,
Do you want to know what a franchise tax is?
yeah.
Yes.
What is it?
A franchise tax is a tax charged by some U.S. states to corporations with a nexus within those states. The common feature of a state's franchise tax is that it is not based on income. Rather, the typical franchise tax calculation centers around the net worth of the taxpayer. So basically, it's a tax on corporations operating within a state, and just kind of solidify. So it's probably corporations that operate there in Liberty County,
Right.
as well as other places within Florida.
so
And
they pay a tax.
so, yeah.
Huh? That's the mob for you.
Typically, the number of shares they issue, or in some cases, the amount of their assets, is used to make this determination. The purpose of the tax is to raise revenue for the state. The state of Delaware has a significant franchise tax, while other states, such as Nevada, have none at all or a smaller one. On the other hand, states with higher corporate income taxes usually have lower franchise taxes, and vice versa. Thus, in the case of Delaware, it has no corporate income tax for companies that are listed as operating outside the state. However, Delaware's corporate franchise tax is substantially higher than that in other states.
Right.
So that's what a franchise tax is.
Cool.
We learned something this
We
evening.
did learn
We
something.
did learn something.
More theft,
I
more
mean,
ways of stealing.
I can't say that I've met, a few hundred people from Liberty County. So obviously I can't say that I, have met all of them. But with as low as their population is, I think I've
good
met a good
portion.
enough representative, like a good sample size to know that Liberty County is generally really nice. Like the people are just generally nice.
Hey, did you check to make sure the show is still on? By the way.
Look, yeah, according to this, we're live. We're still streaming. Yeah,
Okay.
we did get a warning for playing the Rebel Inc. songs, which I'm not happy about.
You got a warning?
Yeah, I got a warning that we'll be shut down if we don't
If we don't
stop playing
it.
copyrighted music. But
It shows me that we're live.
oh yeah, we're still live. It's still going. I just got that warning while the songs were playing.
Yeah.
Which we shouldn't get because Rebel Inc.'s like our peeps,
Yeah.
So
No, they're a good band.
yeah,
You know?
well, they're friends of the show. They gave us permission to use their music as much as we want.
No, absolutely.
They actually sent it to us and said, "Hey, please use this."
It was sent to the show before it was released to the public, so we could use it on air.
Yeah.
And YouTube is giving us a hard time about using it.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, let me ask you a question, Greg.
Okay.
Do you know about the stripper side of Facebook?
Probably.
Isn't it weird? Like every once in a while, like normally I don't ever see it, right? But like every once in a while it'll come up where you just end up seeing like there is an actual, not even like maybe stripper, but kind of.
I have a very interesting news feed, I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
Everything.
I've been going block crazy.
Yes,
Have you?
I have been today too. Well, I don't block people, but I do unfriend them.
Here's the thing. My view of Facebook has completely changed 100%, 180%, 180 degrees.
I hate Facebook.
I like Facebook, but I don't want to. I'm not trying to change anybody's mind on Facebook, to be honest with you. I'm venting.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think you can change minds on Facebook. What you can do is you can talk to people that you here, and this is going to be weird. On Facebook, I'd rather preach to the choir because I want to give them the talking points they need to go out there
Yeah.
and do.
And that's all you do on Facebook anyway.
Yeah, I'd rather just preach to the choir. I don't want to try to convert on Facebook. I need to organize through social media because you got to be out there anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great tool if you use it right. As long as you don't have any misconceptions about what you're able to do on it. If you think you're changing hearts and minds and bringing people over to the cause on Facebook, then you're
Yeah,
kidding
you're
yourself.
kidding
Go
yourself.
play some Candy Crush or something.
Yeah.
Karina said to give a shout out live at Whiskey Depot. So that is a shout out.
Whiskey Depot, what's up?
Kelly was actually wearing the Whiskey Depot shirt.
She
tonight.
was tonight.
Yep.
She was wearing the Whiskey Depot
The black
shirt.
Whiskey Depot
Yeah.
shirt. She was wearing that this evening. That was a very smart shirt of hers.
It was a smart shirt.
Next time I go out drinking, I think I'm going to go to Whiskey Depot.
It's really a nice place. I like it. Like, we've been there a few times, and obviously we're not there a lot because it's just far for us because we live far away. But I like it. It's much closer for you.
Yeah, I just don't go out drinking. I'm outdoorsy in that I like to get drunk on patios.
There's a bar that we go to,
There is a bar that we go to.
and it is going to be changing. drastically.
And you didn't like that.
I don't know if I like it or not, to be honest with you. Like, downtown Newport Richie has this place called the Village Pub. Speaking of bars, I mean, I live in Newport Richie, so, and this is not to, Whiskey Depot's a great place. Like, if you live down in the Pinellas,
Then you should go there.
Whiskey Depot's a place to go to. Good jukebox, good bar, actually. Good design on the bar. You got you got pool there if you want to play pool. Even, what do you call that game?
Air hockey.
No,
No, it's like
air
the little
hockey.
like bowling thing.
The bowling game.
Oh.
Not bowling though, but
The hand motion he was doing, I was like, what? Air hockey?
I don't even know what game that's called.
I don't know. It's like a disc.
Yeah, it's like a disc on like a salty wooden table.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I don't even remember the name of it. Okay, but they have that there though. That's pretty cool.
And
got
they
darts.
do like
Yeah.
little tournaments. And
Yeah, they
stuff.
got
It's kinda
darts,
cool.
and it's a good layout for the place. Like overall, the place is laid out very, very well.
Yes, I do actually. I enjoy it there very much.
But I live in Newport Richie, and so because I don't want to, we can't drive drunk or nothing like that. It is. How do I say this? It's very. Like, this bar ain't changed itself in 30 years.
Okay.
But it
Yeah.
ain't needed to, though. It's got a nice wooden bar. Now, the way that the space is set up, I guess you could use it a little bit better than what it is currently set up, but not really, though. It does have a little places where if you change things around, you can go from dead
Shuffleboard.
space to shuffleboard. Yeah, that's what it is.
Thank you,
shuffleboard.
Karina.
Thank you, Karina. I do appreciate that. But I look at it like, man, this thing was right. What are you going to do? Because they're going to move the bar around.
Right.
And I like the first place, the one place I go to is one of the places I go to is the AmVets. Now the AmVets has like the perfect bar. Like for me, it actually has like the perfect shape for a bar. It's big. It's a three-sided square
like a U.
basically. It's a big U, yeah, big U. But inside of the U, the waitress has a lot of room in there, so she's not.
She's got a big open space.
Yeah, it's just she's inside the U, and all you got is the stuff on the edges, but she's got to get to them, so it's got to be all the way around, and then the back's the back where the cash register and all that kind of crap is. But
Speedwell service
It's-
station. You need to watch more Bar Rescue.
well, here's the thing: I like the way this bar is set up,
Yeah.
and I like the way the other bar is set up too. But we go there a couple nights back, and come to find out that they're going to change, like they're going to close down
They're
for a week to change.
remodeling
They're remodeling
the whole
thing.
place.
I don't know what to do. I don't know. Hopefully they do the right thing, man.
And I don't know-
Don't mess it up. They're gonna break my heart if they mess
And
this
then,
up.
I don't know if you remember this, Greg, but one of Alex's OCD little things is that he likes to go into a place and sit at the same place and drink the same thing, or if it's a restaurant, eat the same thing. But it's very, like very kind of routine, and like if his seat is taken, like he in the Village Pub, he actually likes to sit on either end of the bar. But he likes one end better than the other end, but the other end will do. But if we walk in and both of those ends are taken, he's very distraught. Like, this has
Yeah.
messed up the whole night.
Right.
But not like I'm not yelling and screaming,
No,
but
no,
I'm
no.
like
But you're just like, you're just in a funk that just doesn't lift.
Yeah, I'm like, oh man, I want to be sitting over there.
Like,
I-
and you-
Somebody's in my spot.
Yes, and you can see him, like, as we'll just get to the middle of the bar then, and we'll start talking,
or we'll take the tables.
and we're talking, but he's not, because he's just looking at
Because
the
he's looking at the
spots.
people that are sitting in his spots going,
Like,
bitch, get out of my spot.
When are they going to leave? Are they leaving
But they
now?
do leave though, and then when they leave, we go there.
He
Yeah,
moves
and he
right over to his
knows
spot.
the exact second that they start to leave,
Like, he's
because he
watching them.
has not.
As soon as they pay their tab, he gets up and he migrates over
Yeah,
there.
it's like pacing. When are you leaving? When are you leaving? So this is. So now she tells him, because we went there the other night, and she's like, yeah, they're rearranging the whole place. They're changing the bar. It's going to look completely different. Like, this end that you're sitting at isn't going to be here. And the look on his face, like, because he's trying not to look like a crazy person. So he was like, oh, like, the spot that I'm in isn't going to be here. And she's like, no, it's going to be all completely different. The whole bar is going to be different. And she's saying this like it's a good thing. Like, isn't this so cool?
And his heart is breaking. He's
Yeah.
like having neuroses.
And
kicking
right,
in.
and his OCD is kicking in before he even sees the finished product. Like, well, where am I going to sit? What am I going to do? I don't.
I'm gonna have to find a
And
new
you
bar.
can, for someone like me who knows what's going on in the brain, in that brain sometimes, not all the time, because nobody can figure that mess out, but some of the time. But some of the time, I do know what's going on, and I can see him holding back, trying to not look at. The phone lines are forwarding here.
Yeah, I think we're getting a
the
lot
other
of people
number.
calling into the show.
I don't have it, and I can't see it, so you will have to.
Okay, people who are calling into the show, the 800 number is forwarding to a cell phone.
Oh, yeah, I'll
So
give you
you'll have
another-
to call the local line, which is 727-565-1787. 727-565-1787.
Yeah, there you go. All right,
So, and she keeps, oh yeah, and it's gonna be like this, and we're gonna do this over here, and see, everything's off the walls. And he's like, yeah, I noticed that. Like, he noticed, this isn't my spot because the picture that I'm normally looking at isn't there. And she's like, and the bar where you're sitting is gonna move, and it's not even gonna be anywhere near there. It's gonna start way up here. And he's just like, oh, okay. And when is that happening?
I can see the look of haughty derision on his face right now.
Like, even now, you can almost see the OCD kicking in that his bar is going to change.
Yes.
And especially, and she made it a point to say that especially the seat that he likes to sit in will not be there anymore.
Made it clear to him. that
Yes.
Your spot is gone.
Now look, it is always possible. It's always possible that what they're going to do is going to make it better.
It's possible.
But I don't think that's going to happen.
You
I'm not-
don't want to hold
if
on
I
to
was
that.
betting onto that, if I was betting, I ain't betting on that. Because here's what they are going to do. They're going to lessen the amount of space that you have on the bar to begin with, which will lessen the amount of people that can sit at the bar at one time, which means that, because this place sometimes gets really busy and sometimes it doesn't, but even at times that it doesn't get really busy, I think that you're going to have more people sitting at the end of the damn bar, and that's not going to be good.
Taking up my spot.
Getting my big piece of chicken.
Yeah.
Getting my big piece of chicken. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So he's definitely, there was like some OCD issues when we went to the bar. And then, as soon as she went through the whole explanation, it was very much like, okay, we're going to go home.
Well, we have a caller on the line. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey guys.
Hey,
It's
what's going on?
Karina.
Karina.
What's up, Karina? What's up, Whiskey Depot?
Say hey,
Oh my gosh. You guys are way more excited than we are. We apologize for not being nearly as excited.
We're
I feel so bad
like,
now.
I feel so bad that this whole group is listening to us and we suck this bad.
No.
I hope they just heard the part about blowjobs earlier.
No,
Actually, I suck because I just got you guys on, but
Oh, then you missed the.
They missed the whole
they missed the blowjob part.
Yeah, we missed
That's
the
probably
blowjob
better than you
thing.
did, to be honest with you. Well, the thing was, it was actually.
I think that was the best part of the
That was
show.
the best radio we've done in a
That
while.
was a good. That was a good. It was about Cuccinelli up in Virginia.
We figured out the numbers for the blowjob vote.
Yeah, we did figure. We did figure out the blowjob vote number, 10%.
Oh, really?
He lost because of blowjobs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Karina just got it. Like, oh.
Oh, I got you. Oh, because he actually wanted to create a law to basically ban blowjobs.
Yeah.
Like, why would
Yeah.
you do that? Again, I don't understand that. Like, as a dude, why would you do that?
How do you not know that that's political suicide, by the
Well,
way?
how do you not know that this
We-
is dumb?
We did the math, and he immediately lost 10% of the vote as soon
10%
as
of
he
the
said
vote.
he was going to ban blowjobs.
Well, I think it was 10% of the Republicans,
Ten-
which
no,
would be like
10
5% of the vote.
10% of the
you guys,
of the
wait,
unmarried
wait.
man.
I'm gonna have to catch these guys up because they just walked in and they're hardworking,
They want
service
blowjobs.
people, yeah, and
You know,
so,
they know exactly what we're talking about here. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Oh my God!
Wait, are we talking about a blowjob vote and they're like, we're service people?
Tonight sucks.
service people. What? No. It just, it really does
Did you
kind of
hear me?
suck. No, what did you say?
My car got keyed tonight.
Oh, yeah, in front of Quaker Steak and Lube, right?
What?
Yeah.
I wonder why. Was it like, now hold on, though. What kind of key was it?
Apparently,
Though?
having libertarian bumper stickers on the back of my car is not popular these days.
Well, hold on. Let me ask you a question, though. Was it one that just went along the side, or was it personal?
Like, did they write something?
No, it was my hood. It was just like a really deep scrape right across my hood.
Like just one, right?
Yeah.
It may not be because of that. It just may be like a punk. You know what I
Do
mean?
what?
Like it may be because of a punk. You know, just like some young punk. He didn't know no better though. He just your car just happened to be the car. You know what I'm saying? Like if
Okay,
normally
you can go
normally
ahead
it's
with
personal.
that. You can go ahead with that. No.
I don't think Karina's buying it, Alex.
Oh, okay. All right. No. That's fine.
I
That's
think
fine.
in the group that she was.
I'd like to find out who the hell it was.
The group that she was meeting there, and especially with everything that happened yesterday in Virginia and us getting blamed for it, I could definitely see that it's a possibility of a retaliation keying of her car.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You know what, man? Whoever did that is the lowest form of life on earth. They do not, I mean, what a, you know what?
I banned them
What
from
a-
blowjobs
what a-
forever.
Yeah, what a, what a
it wasn't
scumbag,
even
though.
a light
What
one.
a-
It was a damn deep one. So it was definitely, a determination.
That's why I
to
drive a
stop.
crappy car, man. That's why I drive a crappy car. All
Nobody
day long.
keys the car being held together by duct tape.
That's right. They're like, damn, I don't want this door to fall on my foot. I ain't gonna key it.
Yeah. Besides, on mine you can't anyway because the
Anyway,
sides are plastic.
We're fight the fight, and you're playing live at Whiskey Depot, darling.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Awesome. Hello
Have
to
a-
Whiskey Depot.
Have a good evening, Korea. Make sure you, if you're feeling like you had too much, make sure you call a cab. You know, we're all worried about you.
Always.
Absolutely.
Always love taking the cab rides now. I take a lot of cab rides.
We do.
I mean, considering I can't get pulled over by the cops, I take a lot of cab rides. Or when I do, I just get asked to.
No, a cab ride is way cheaper than the whole,
Well, I'm saying, but the
$15,000
cops got to pull you over first, though. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, and not get pulled over and not go near the car and be
Look,
like.
here's what happened. One night, I'll tell the story. I mean, if you want to go, Karina, you can go. I mean, if you want to stay, you want to go. It's completely up to you. But I'm gonna
No,
tell,
I'm on.
All right,
I'm
let
on.
me tell you a story anyway.
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time, Alex went to the AmVets
And got drunk.
and got drunk early. So between like 7:30 and 10:30, I just got hammered. And then Danielle actually had to come pick me up and bring me home because I was too drunk to drive, and I didn't want to. And I probably could have drove, but I was being responsible.
We have a rule in the house. If you're drinking, you're not driving.
Yeah, you can't drive. So, but we get in the car. We're on the way back, and I guess we hit a bump, and it knocked the lights out. Right. So then this cop got behind us right away, flipped his lights on, and pulled us over. When he pulled us over, and again, I swear to God, this is exactly how it went down.
Now, Alex reeks of Jack right now.
Oh yeah, all I was drinking was Jack and Coke. I think I spilled a little bit on me at one point, probably.
Like, the whole car smells like Jack. Like,
and I'm listening to the radio at this point. Like I was
super
listening-
loud.
super loud, and I didn't even turn it down. Didn't even turn it down when the cop pulled up. At this point, I'm really trying to figure out how far we can take this, because this is like the 15th time of these incidents with the police. So the cop comes up. Now, normally if they walk up on your door, there is a set
Right.
procedure that they have to do. And that set procedure really is pretty close to the vehicle, behind the head of the driver, looking in.
Yeah. And especially when you're pulling over a car for not having headlights on, because that is the first sign of being a drunk driver.
Yep, that is the first sign.
Right.
So here's what the cop does. Gets about 4 feet away from the car. like he's at the window, like where we're at, but at least 4 feet away from the window.
Right.
And he's like, this again, these are exact quotes. I'm not making up what he said to us. He goes, "Hey, are your lights working?" And we're like,
And I go, oh yeah, I hit a really big bump back there. I guess I must have hit the switch and turned them off. Hold on. Because I noticed that the switch is off.
yeah. And then he goes, "Oh, okay, thanks."
He goes, well, can you turn them on?
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, and I turned him on, and he's like, okay, thanks, have a good night. And he never got closer than that 4 feet.
Into the story, by the way.
Oh my God!
That's just what happened.
You the luck of the freaking island.
No, I didn't.
What
He didn't
No,
shoot
no,
your
no,
dog
no.
or anything?
It ain't luck.
It
ain't
is
even
not luck.
Honestly,
That's something special.
look. You know what that is? Just don't piss them off.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's what it is. I don't even know why. Honestly, don't deserve it.
Listen,
but here's the thing: going 65 and a 45 up in
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, got pulled by the cop. And again, think about the procedure that's not being followed in all of these things. Like when the police officer does that, They're supposed to have a procedure, no matter who it was, no matter what they were
And
doing.
anyone who's been pulled over
Yeah.
knows the procedure because
Yeah.
it's the same. They come to
Driver's
your window,
license,
license,
registration,
registration,
proof of
proof of insurance.
I don't care what it is.
Right. Right.
Don't do any of that stuff. Going 65 and a 45 in St. Augustine. Cop pulled me over on a busy road. He goes, "Hey man, can you keep it down a little bit?"
He goes,
"Oh,
no,
okay,
no, no.
thanks."
First he asks you, do you happen to have a license on you?
Oh yeah, if you happen to have a license on you, then it goes, "Hey, can you keep it down a little bit?" "Okay, have a good evening." Done. Nothing else. Again, these are quick encounters. I'm telling you, if
That's
somebody
something special.
if somebody told me the story, I'd tell them they were lying.
The one
I would
time
call them a liar
you
to their
got,
face.
you got pulled over, and the guy was like, "Okay," and like he kind of like I don't think he had enough time when he left the window to even get to the cruiser to run your license.
80 and a 65.
80 and a 65. He comes back and he's like, "Have a good night, Alex."
Yeah, but it's call me Alex though.
Oh,
Call me
man.
Alex. My driver's license says Alexander Andrew Snicker. It doesn't say Alex on my driver's license anywhere. Why in the hell do you know that I go by Alex? I mean, that's not a. Normally, police will call you by your full legal name
Or
on your
you know,
driver's
Mr.
license.
Snicker, but no.
Unless you start having a conversation with somebody, and I didn't talk to this guy enough to give him my name.
Yeah.
I was nice to the cop. I wasn't mean or rude. I'm always nice. I'm always cordial with these people. I don't like only roll my window down a little bit. I'll roll it up all the way. And how you doing, officer? As long as they're abiding by the rules, and even if they're not, like we got pulled over in Georgia. Now this, we kind of we talked our way out of this one though.
We did talk our way out of that.
We
one.
were in Georgia heading back from that festival up there.
the Tea Party.
And just
thing.
before we get on the interstate, they have a what do you call that? Like a police
It's a
checkpoint.
stop. It's a
Yeah, just a
checkpoint.
checkpoint just before you get on. So we get up there and they're like, "Hey, you got a driver's license on you?" So we hand them the driver's license and we start arguing. We're like, not arguing, but we're just debating back and forth. I'm like, "You guys are violating the Constitution with this, right? Like, you're not supposed to be doing this."
He's like, you have to do it because I said you have to do it.
Yeah, I'm like, well, hold on a second here, man. I mean, I'm not trying to get in an all big argument about this, but you're just not allowed to do this. You know, it's violating the Constitution, man. You're not supposed to be doing this. And then we get back into, legal theory and all this other kind of stuff with the guy. But meanwhile, I did give him my license. But what happened is that these two fools, because I was driving, Adrian and Danielle don't have licenses, so they thought, well, if they go to Georgia, they probably shouldn't be driving. Florida's okay.
They don't have that
Georgia-
kind of carte blanche in
Yeah, I don't
Georgia.
know. I don't know if the crap we got going on is nationwide or statewide or the way it is, but and again, you want to get arrested in Florida if you're going to get arrested because these two get arrested now. Look, they can literally arrest Danielle and Adrian whenever they're driving, anytime. It ain't like it's a secret. It's out there. Please arrest us. And they don't because the reason they don't arrest Danielle and Adrian though is because of Real ID. I don't know how I got brought up in a mix on this because I have my license. Like I had to I complied because I was running for office and I made a decision which now I look back, it wasn't the right decision. I should have just not had a license either. But to be honest with you, somebody's got to have a license in this thing, man.
Yeah.
Right.
For bank account there's still a system we do that to
needs
deal
to
with.
be able to go to the ATM
At
to
least
get
for
their
now.
money.
Yeah, exactly. So you got to have that stuff. So at least I got to be the guy with the licensing crap. But but that's what's going on with the cops, though. So like when people tell me about police brutality, I've seen it. I've watched it. It doesn't happen to me though.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for the people it does happen to, but it doesn't happen to me. And you know what? I better knock on wood just in case they got billy clubs outside the studio door right now to beat the crap out of me. So maybe they will. Hopefully they'll have a good soundtrack.
Doubt it in Newport Richie. You're pretty well loved here.
Nah, maybe. Yeah, or hated, one of the two.
One of the two.
Doesn't matter either way. But at any rate, though. So, all right, Karina. Anything else, Karina?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Joe Tay for driving all the way over from his house to help collect candidate petitions for Lucas Overby on Tuesday at the elections. He's a rock. He's
That's awesome. That's awesome. Good. Shout out to Joe Tay. Joe Tay. I guess we'll do it. No. Guy works hard, man. Guy works damn hard, man. Goes out there trying to get it done.
Well,
And you
he's
got to get
very
Lucas on the ballot.
successful too. I mean, nobody says no to him. I was sitting there watching him. No one says no to this guy. I'm just like, can I clone you somehow?
Yeah.
So, anyway, you guys are awesome, and thanks for speaking up. Go Whiskey Depot!
Whiskey Depot!
Whiskey Depot!
All right. Have a good evening,
Take
Karina.
care.
Take care. So, that was good. Got to talk to her about some other stuff, too, You know what, man? Watching what's going on right now, though, gives you so much hope, though. I mean, no matter what, and you see it, because, I mean, look, wasn't it nice to sit down with, like, Seiko and Eric and them and see what they're doing with, like, the food stuff? Like, that's just amazing stuff right there.
Yes.
You are correct, sir. How did Danielle just turn into? How did Danielle just turn into the female version of Ed McMahon? Yes, sir.
She just did one of those things like when you do the. Okay.
You are correct, sir. You know what it is? She's looking at damn pictures. That one guy's photographer.
Are you on the
I am
stripper
not.
side of Facebook?
I am not.
She's on the stripper side of Facebook. There's a stripper side of Facebook. It's amazing. I don't really see it very much, but every once in a while you get to the right picture. There's like a
I see
couple.
it.
I think there's like a couple people that have friend requested me that all they have in their photos is just pictures of chicks with bikinis on that are normally, well built. I guess would be the word for it.
Well, I said before, some friends of mine and I were talking about how, internet traffic is changing, and traffic to porn sites is dropping, and traffic to Facebook sites has gone up, and we were talking about why that is, and I have a pretty simple explanation.
What's
Beach vacation photo albums. It's all on Facebook now. You don't need to go to the sites as much anymore.
Oh well. Yeah.
Because of that stripper side of Facebook that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Which Danielle is typing in furiously.
Yeah. No. Are you being hateful?
No,
Are you blocking people?
Were you being hateful?
I wasn't being hateful.
Are you in a debate or in a congratulatory thing?
We're not talking about it on air.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
I was just kidding because she was over there clackety clacking. I wasn't trying to pry. Alex wanted to know everything.
Okay, whatever. I don't even know what's going on.
Okay.
I have no idea what's even going on anyway. So, but at any rate, I'm just happy. I'd love to be able to do a show about nothing all the time. I would much rather do a show about that than about the other stuff. Do it more.
I wish that the other stuff wasn't such a big problem that we felt like we had to do a
it
show.
all the time.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. I agree with you there.
And we
Well,
could just do a show about nothing all the time and have fun.
Yeah.
And do movie quotes that Danielle doesn't get.
I hate that. Like, no, I don't want
I
to do
love
a
it.
show with movie quotes the whole time. I won't even understand it.
Here's the thing, man.
I can't even
We're not
listen to
even-
a show of movie quotes.
We're not even going that obscure though. Like that's the kind of part that I kind of like. We're staying mainline.
I know.
I mean, we'll go obscure sometimes, but
like
we're
we're
not going that
quoting
obscure.
Pulp Fiction, and
yeah.
I mean, I had to go to Ghostbusters for you to get one.
Yeah, that's kind of a like that. Yeah, that's really 1A stuff right there.
Sorry.
Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Mass hysteria. That's the only quote I know from that, though.
You remember Coming to America?
Oh yeah, I love
Remember
that movie.
Sexual Chocolate?
Oh yeah, Sexual Chocolate.
Hold on. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way.
Oh, I love that.
That was the best.
Sexual Chocolate.
Sexual Chocolate.
Just let your soul glow.
That was such a great movie. That was really a funny movie, though.
Oh, I love that movie. I watch it all the time. I watched it the other day. It
How
was
about?
on.
Did you ever watch Coming to America?
No.
Eddie Murphy, Arsenio
What
Hall.
happened to the Rose Bears?
Yeah. You never watched that, huh?
No.
Oh, it was a
Man.
great movie. Eddie Murphy played like 8 characters in that movie.
I think
or
he did,
something
actually.
Like that.
Between
He
him and
played
Arsenio
him and
Hall.
Arsenio played everybody in the barbershop.
No, except for one guy, right?
No, I thought
No, remember the young
I thought
guy?
they played
No, there was
everybody.
a younger person in there.
There
He
might have
was
been.
there. Only one though. The
There
rest
might
of
have
them-
been.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. There
You
was
never
the,
did
yes.
see Dr. Martin Luther King.
yes, yes,
That wasn't
yes.
either one of them.
Yes, I think you're right.
How funny is it that you can actually name
Even
the
like
quote?
the white old Jewish guy.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
Eddie Murphy.
that was Eddie Murphy. Imagine a scene where all these guys are playing like the same character, and it all works though.
Yeah, it works.
Eddie Murphy does that a lot in his movies, though.
But this is like the first one.
Yeah, this was the one that I think started all that.
Oh.
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember.
Hercules.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to remember too. They played other roles. Remember, like when they were interviewing women in the bar.
Right.
A lot of times it would be Eddie
yes,
Murphy
Eddie
or
and
Arsenio Hall.
Arsenio. Yeah.
How funny is that?
Yeah.
They were like the Wayans before the Wayans were cool.
The Wayans were cool.
Oh, yeah.
Only in I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. I love that movie. I don't care, but either you step on my bunion, I'm shooting both of you. I love that movie.
You remember Menace to Society?
Love that movie
That was
too.
another good movie too.
Oh.
You,
Hey, anybody want a cheeseburger?
You ever see Menace to Society?
No. Obviously, I haven't because I would have said, "Oh, I've seen that movie."
All right, let me see if we can name off a couple of the movies. See if we can
Boys
find
in the
something
Hood?
that yeah, Boys in the Hood.
No.
Along the
Friday.
same lines.
Parts of it.
Friday.
Parts of Friday.
Yeah.
Like which parts? Hey, Big Perm.
Not that one.
No. Next thing I know, I'm in Debo's chicken coop, sweating like a slave. Only my mama can get me out. That's why I've been like, fuck Hector.
Smokey. How about any of that? Any of that sound familiar?
A little familiar.
It's Friday. You ain't got a job. You ain't got shit to do. You don't remember that? Okay.
Yeah, I remember
All right, let's
it.
go to let's try another genre here. Let's see if we can find
Okay.
something else. Okay. How about old school? Are we there?
Old school.
How about airplane?
Like
Airplane.
some of it.
Anchorman, Legend of Ron
No.
Burgundy.
Not at all.
Airplane was good. Two's hang loose, blood. I'm gonna get you to rebound with the medicine.
Oh, it's okay. I speak jive.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's okay, stewardess. I speak jive. You never seen that one?
I
they
saw
could
that
never
part.
remake that movie.
Screwdriver.
Yeah, I saw parts of it, but most movies that if I did see it, I only saw it in bits and pieces. Because it would be like if it was on TV and like someone else was watching it, and you know, but like you, nobody ever has just wanted to watch a movie straight through if it has commercials. So like once it's on TV, so like they change the channel in the commercials, but they don't always go back to the movie.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
So
I
what
don't have the
happens
patience
is
to watch commercials.
right, and that's what happens. So like I didn't see like hardly any movies as a kid growing up, like not at all. But I've never been in a house where anyone will sit and watch a movie that has the commercials through it. So I end up just getting bits and pieces, and even now, like Alex would be like, "Well, I just had that movie on the other day," and I'm like, "Yes," and I got to see that 13 minutes that you provided on the TV before you changed it.
You know, I got the funny feeling that you're not happy about this. Airplane was good though.
Yeah. See, so like you don't even have a concept of like watching movies by the actors and stuff that's in it.
No.
then. See, because like my DVD collection is built around that.
Hey,
You know,
how
there's
much-
there's like the Kevin Spacey portion of the collection, and like the Coen Brothers movies and that kind of stuff.
No, I don't have any, like, a lot of times, especially with actors, like, I may know the face, but I have no idea, like, what their name is. And I may know a few movies that, like, a name is in because I've just heard them combined or, like, commercials or something, but I'm completely clueless when it comes to that stuff.
I love Tarantino, man.
I love Tarantino. I love the Coen Brothers. I love Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah.
Tim Burton.
Eh,
Yeah, I'm a
take it or
dark
leave
side
it.
kind of
You
guy.
can take it or leave it with Tim.
like
I just didn't think it was. I some of his stuff just seemed like it wasn't even dark. It was.
Tim
I
Burton
don't
does
know.
The Nightmare
It's
Before Christmas.
outlandish. Yes, Nightmare Before Christmas.
I do know that one.
Jack Skellington.
Yes.
I loved his
Jack and Sally.
Batman vision as well. I loved the Batman.
The
movies.
first Batman,
The
or
first
the first
two.
newer Batman, I guess.
Yeah, the two with Michael Keaton, the two best. They had Tim Burton. They had the best Batman.
Would you? Well,
There's a debate for you.
the best Batman.
Yeah. See, a lot of people are saying Christian Bale is the best Batman.
By
I think
far.
they're smoking crack. No way. No, I hate death metal Batman. Michael Keaton was the best. See, here's the thing about Batman, okay? To frame this discussion, you have to look at it the right way. Because the person who plays Batman in a movie is actually playing two characters. He's playing Batman and he's
Bruce
playing
Wayne.
Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
So the way it breaks down, for you to be the best Batman, you have to be able to play both characters and do it right.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Michael Keaton, great Batman, great Bruce Wayne. So he's the blueprint for this. So as you go on through the rest of the movies, and these other actors like George Clooney and Val Kilmer and these other guys that stepped in, you have to measure them the same way. Well, how was their Batman? How was their Bruce Wayne? Val Kilmer, I thought he was an okay Batman, horrible Bruce Wayne. Reverse for George Clooney, liked him as Bruce Wayne, horrible as Batman. Christian Bale, great Bruce Wayne, horrible Batman. I hate the death metal voice. What's that all about? But and part of it is the vision of the movie itself. I don't really like the way those movies went.
I totally understand what you're saying. Hold on, I totally understand what you're saying. I think the one thing I like to see that was in the Christian Bale one that I thought was the best was, it seemed to me that it was, I don't want to say the most realistic because that's not the right word for it.
The most close to being able to possibly happen.
But I thought it was the closest to the comic. Like,
I mean, it depends.
I
on
thought it was
which
the darker
version.
one out of all of them. Actually, I thought the Christian Bale ones were actually the darker ones out of all of them.
In a lot of ways, yeah.
You know,
There was just a lot of things I didn't like. Batman was like the protector of Gotham, and in that first one, he absolutely freaking wrecked the city just to get his girlfriend to the Batcave to save her, and that just did not make sense as a decision for Batman to me. He decimated freaking Gotham City to get her to the Batcave so he could give her that solution that he had or whatever to cure her from whatever the Scarecrow was doing. It's been a while since I've watched that one, but I remember kind of the gist of it. Now, that part always stuck out with me because from the first time I saw it, I'm like,
well, he didn't demolish the whole city. I mean, it was a,
he
I mean,
left
he probably
a path of destruction
he left the
through
path.
from where he started to the Batcave.
It got cleaned up in a month. Like a month, that shit gets cleaned up, man. And
He's
that's
a
why
very
the Dark Knight.
irresponsible Batman.
Well, no. That's why he was wanted by the cops.
Yeah.
He was always wanted by the cops, you know. But he could take it. I thought it was. I really did thought. I think it was. I thought that Joker was without a doubt the best Joker.
Heath Ledger was an awesome Joker. I still think Jack Nicholson. I'm sorry, Jack Nicholson, and even Cesar Romero. I loved him in the original show back in the day. But I do love Heath Ledger. I'm not taking anything away from Heath. He definitely fit for the style of what they were doing.
Oh yeah. Again, it was
Just
a different
incredible.
kind. It was a different kind, but I think it was a more, you know, like
He definitely gave off. I think he was the best adaptation of the Joker, and he was the best version that really gave you a look into the Joker, because the Jack Nicholson one and the Cesar Romero were like almost clowns. And the Joker's a homicidal psychopath and who has no problem killing anybody.
Yeah.
And they really got that through with the Heath Ledger Joker.
yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I love. Yeah, he was, and he died playing the part. Like as an actor, that should be your, you know, your swan song right there. You
Right.
dying playing the part. That part killed you. That's how cool it was.
Right.
Brandon Lee and The Crow. You know.
Yeah.
Like Brandon Lee's a legend in that aspect. You know, because of the. Crow.
I was actually just talking about that yesterday.
Did you watch The Crow, Danielle?
No.
I was talking about Brandon Lee's death, actually.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
what we were
So
talking.
were
We were
we
talking
the
about
other
Bruce
day.
Lee and Brandon Lee and
That's what
the
we were
deaths
talking about it the other
and-
day.
What did you say?
I said that it's just odd that both the father and the son died making a movie.
I think they were killed by the tongue myself.
I just
Or-
think that the fact that, you know, listen, very, very, I get it's an action movie and you're doing your own stunts, so that makes it more dangerous. But that happens a lot, and there's very, very, very few deaths. So for two deaths to come from the same family is.
And see, that's the thing. Brandon Lee died on set being shot. He's in a scene where he's getting shot, and he actually gets shot by a real gun. And there's so many precautions and checks and balances to make sure that exact thing does not happen.
Right.
Even police officers are typically not allowed to bring their firearms onto a movie set so that
Because
doesn't
of that.
happen. So somebody doesn't get a real gun and shoot somebody accidentally, thinking it's. I mean, the guns are plugged. They're
Right.
using blanks. There's no way this is going to happen with a movie prop. And
Yep.
oh yeah, great.
Yeah, no, I definitely think it's a little suspect.
Oh my goodness. It's 12:32. We ran over.
We're
It's
over.
12:30. Do you know where your kids are?
Yeah.
Hopefully they're not near a computer listening to this show. We might corrupt their minds.
The show that sucks just as bad as you think it does.
That's awesome.
I'll go with
that.
it. You know what I mean? Here's the look. I think that it will morph into something that maybe not suck as much as you think it is. but- I don't know. We'll see. We haven't gotten there yet. We got work to do, but we'll get there. And we'll bring up different kinds of stuff, man. I mean, I you know, I like it.
I dig it. I can dig it. What do you want to close with?
I don't know. What do you want to close with? Go with Time to Kill, right?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll go with Time to Kill.
All right.
Is there anything else you want to bring up, Danielle?
Nope.
What about you there, Greggy Poo?
Nah, I think I'm done.
Do we add Greggy Poo as a new?
Please
name?
don't. That's
Yeah,
that's what kids call me.
Oh.
I mean,
How about
it's,
Greg-
it's one that doesn't really bother me because it's usually from like a 6-year-old
Hey,
that
how
I get
many
it.
different
so.
names can you still be called the same if you just say the name twice? Like, I got my brother-in-law's name's Ray. I call him Ray Ray, right? So
Right.
just his name twice, Ray Ray.
Right.
How many? What other names does that work for? Like Greg don't work like that.
No.
Just very, very short names
It's
like
a
that.
single
Don
syllable names.
Don.
Bill. That's what I don't know. I mean,
But you
I would
originally called
guess
Don
only
Don.
single syllable.
What in what movie? Don.
I don't know. Drawing a blank.
Don Pantalone or something like that.
Is that in Goodfellas?
No.
No.
Cannonball Run.
Oh yes, Jackie Chan.
Yeah, Jackie
Chan
Chan
was in
Cannonball
that.
Run.
Yes. Okay.
Crazy. That was the part destined for Bruce Lee.
Yes, it was.
There you go. It was a good movie though. Frank Sinatra was in that movie.
Yes, he was.
Actually, like most of the rap. Pack
Everybody was in that movie. Yeah, the entire Rat Pack was
Oh
in that
yeah.
movie, I think.
Oh, everybody was in Cannonball Run. That was when you could actually do a movie with a whole bunch of actors that didn't require half of them being in suits. You know,
Right.
like the Avengers movies, which I love, by the way. I love them, but now that's the only way you're getting a bunch of actors like they're just not making fun
Yeah.
movies anymore. Like Cannonball Run.
Right.
What a fun movie that was.
get
Jerry
them
Lewis
sometimes.
is in that. Sammy Davis Jr. was in that. Dean Martin was in that. Like, what's that woman's name? She was on the ones from Dukes of Hazzard.
Mm-hmm.
She was on that with another hot chick that I don't remember her name. Terry Bradshaw was in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Burt Reynolds was in it. Dom DeLuise was in it.
Of course, Burt Reynolds and Dom DeLuise.
The guy from MASH was in it. Telly Savalas was in it. I mean, for Pete's sake.
Everybody.
Everybody was in it.
Everything.
Everything.
Have you seen that video?
I'll talk about it.
All right. We're going off the rails here, folks.
Totally off the rails. We gotta go.
All right. We're leaving.
I don't
So
wanna be
off the
driving
rails,
at 2
a
o'clock.
show that probably sucks as much as you think it does, but you might actually grow to love it, even though it might just be background noise for you, and then all of a sudden we'll go wah, and then you're like, oh, what the heck was that?
Then did we say blowjob and you're like, oh, turn this up. They're talking about
What are they doing now?
blowjobs.
What are they doing? And they're going down a road that they just shouldn't go down. So you're listening off the rails. This is Alex. We'll see you next week. All right, we'll see you on Friday. Liberty Underground, 9 to 11. 1787network.com.